No, I'm tweeting it now.
Yeah.
We are
there it is.
live on
Creatures.
Creature
Tweet that right there.
Talk. Now, Jordan, does this stay in for the iTunes users? I'm asking that again.
Yes.
Okay. So they get to hear us mumble for 20 minutes.
Nice. Well, I'm done.
We are live on Creature Talk.
I'll be right back. Give a little chat to our intern.
Hashtag praise Gaben.
Yeah, give him a chat. Intern got fired.
Should just be called Gaben Talk.
Gaben Talk.
You guys like that background?
Gabe Talk.
Gabe Talk number 1.
Gabe Talk
All
number
Gabe
one.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I spent probably about 20 minutes doing that. See, I think I might just release that as like a background that people can use after this Creature Talk. I'll tweet it out. 'Cause I spent a little bit of time cutting Jordan out. I had already cut Gaben out for the thumbnail I did.
That is beautiful.
And that knife was already transparent, so I didn't have to do shit for that. But I had to size it down because it was huge. It was like
Pretty good, though.
It was like a 3,000 by something transparent image of a knife.
What the hell?
It looks 3D though. It didn't even look real in the picture, so it might not be like. It looks like a 3D rendering.
Yeah, it looks kind of
Yeah.
fake.
I was just looking for a transparent knife. Hashtag praise
It
Gaben.
looks real enough to be fake.
Now let me do
Looks
the
fake enough to be real.
http://
What is this, the pre-show?
www. Yeah, we started when Jordan originally started, and you were in here briefly.
Yeah.
He didn't really start it.
Yeah, it was a
He
fake
thought
one.
he did.
Oh.
He faked us out.
Yeah,
Okay.
We had a lot of good banter, too.
we did have a little bit of good banter.
Oh, so you just okay. Why don't we redo the banter? Can we like?
I
replicate it?
can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember
what
I don't remember what we were talking about.
you were
I think
talking about
Gaben
the
was-
tear ducts. We're
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
like you were
something
breaking
about
down
tear
the
ducts.
similarities between Jordan and Gaben, which are very little.
I didn't think that was actually like.
Turn towards me.
Oh, he's using intern Joe's phone.
Picture.
Okay, Joe now has about 800 pictures on his phone.
Sweet.
Oh,
Okay.
so that was part of it.
What was part of it?
I didn't think that me explaining the
I think
similarities.
right when you
was
were
part of
walking
it.
out, I think was when
That's
he
kind of
hit-
what
he hit-
spurred it.
Yeah,
Sparked it.
yeah, it did spark our conversation. I went into explanation about stuff, but
Oh god.
Hi,
I don't know-
everybody.
I don't know if I feel comfortable to chat like literally right there because I have like a.
now you can look straight. You see that sometimes.
I'm looking straight at it.
Most of the time, I'm the one
Yeah.
back there, but since James wasn't on today, I took James's seat because I was on here last time too.
Right.
Over
right.
he.
Somebody said, "What are we doing?"
Mumble, please.
Well, I know this is the first time we've
Mobile
done a Creature
takes.
Talk, so we have this thing called a pre-show where we
Yeah.
get all of our shit in order, and then we do the actual podcast.
We also give it enough time for mobile to kick in because
Yes.
the mobile users do not realize it
We
takes
let-
probably about a couple minutes for it.
We
to
let
kick on.
people filter in. We let the mobile fix itself. Jordan's doing whatever, God
Look at
knows
all
what,
those
in the
emotes.
intern's office, and
Yeah.
I think he's laughing. There he is.
I heard a in the hallway.
Glad of you to join us.
I thought a Creature Carl plushie came to life and was walking down the hall.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, Carl plushies are now available again. If you guys didn't catch the
How many
episode,
do we
of
even
the
have
Hub.
left?
Yeah, how many are left? Because it.
300, I think.
300.
Oh, really?
Checked it, yeah.
300-ish
Three-
Carls left.
Second run Carls, I think. Second run still.
This is still the official
second
second
run.
run. So if you want it for Christmas,
300.
Either buy
Why for
yourself a gift.
Christmas? It's time to get them while they're hot.
Christmas,
Before you'll
it's a
never
good
be able to
Hanukkah
get 'em
present.
again.
Good Chanukah present.
Yeah.
A lot of
Kwanzaa.
holidays. Yeah, Kwanzaa, my favorite Kwanzaa. Get yourself a nice Kwanzaa Carl.
I just liked your smile after that because you were so pleased with yourself. You're like,
Kwanzaa, Carl. Well, it took you a little bit to like come up with the right like word.
Forgot about Kwanzaa. You know,
You're
some-
like, it'd be a good Kwanzaa.
Alex,
gift.
don't shit on my moment. Right?
Didn't-
I mean,
I'm just-
no,
I
you're
wasn't-
shitting on my
I wasn't
moment.
trying to shit
You
on
didn't
it.
come up with it took 3 seconds.
No,
and,
I wasn't shitting on it. I just
I
like the
feel
fact that
shit
you
on.
were like really looking for it.
I was
and you got
looking.
it. And you got it.
Every time something happens, I look.
you for a chair.
It's the
look-
needle in the haystack.
I look
right there,
really
Jordan.
hard for about 5 seconds.
Like I watched the process go down, so I was like, oh wow.
Saw the
like,
gears
Go
turning
over
in
the
my
camera.
head.
yeah, exactly.
It happens.
I wasn't shitting on you because I mean I didn't come up with it, right?
Well, I mean, you could
I didn't
have.
come up with anything.
You could.
So there's
You didn't
nothing to
try though. You might not have even tried.
What if he came up with one and it was even better than your Seamus? I think Seamus is such a good guy. He would have been like, you know, Alex,
I would
that
have
was
let
a
Alex have
really
it. I
good
would have got the spotlight
moment.
out and shown it on Alex, and everything would have been good. Right?
I was thinking of something, but it turns out they're really bad, so I'm just gonna leave.
I like what you
Seamus.
come up with though. I like the sunset joke that one time, and
But that stuff has to be like, it has
The
to.
right
be
I don't think that
moment.
ever went up. By the
Right
way,
in the moment.
No,
that didn't go up. Not because of what he said,
Oh.
but because
Well, we easily could have edited it out if it,
it
was
just
too
didn't.
bad.
It didn't end up going up.
Oh darn!
Hey, let me know when you get to that.
Okay, I'll let you know.
You got that Black Dynamite shirt. I like that shirt. Hey, you know that's coming back. Black Dynamite, the cartoon's coming back. Okay.
Wow, he is.
He is not having it.
Okay, let me just.
I
tweet it
was
out,
getting
guys.
shit on.
Guys, let me just tweet it out. How about Alex? You go ahead and read off whatever you were just about to read off. When I looked over and saw you opening your mouth, looking at
I wasn't
that.
gonna read it off, but I like the fact that McDonald's is using Christmas oriented bags and cups.
Non-denominational holiday bags and
I was
cups
thinking-
to not offend
I
anyone.
was thinking, like if I was eating McDonald's right now, because I was pulling through the drive-thru and I got these, I'm like, oh, cool. They like made them green, I guess. But to me, it's like you're working there and you come in, and it's like, hey, all right, you got this big shipment of McDonald's Christmas bags that you gotta stuff the burgers with. Now I don't know if that would like really throw me off my game. I don't know if
It's
I'd
just
be
a different
ready to just-
bag. It's like instead
I
of these
think
plain
you have a
bags.
set
No,
of
no, no,
bags, but now
Seamus.
you got a big shipment.
I
of-
see his
of-
point.
You know what I mean?
I see your point because I think most people that work at McDonald's develop like this. I think there's studies done on this. They develop this like color coordination thing where they can actually detect what they're doing with through the colors of the bag, so the red and yellow and white.
So
of
just
the
with, like,
bag.
peripheral vision,
So,
you don't
so
have to
it's
focus?
more so like they can expand their work environment to like this compared to having someone like this, just because they recognize what they're doing. So they can work on 3 different things at once just because the different
Multitasking.
materials are different colored. So when the holiday times roll around, that's why it takes so long through the drive-throughs, because they get
It breaks
tunnel
their monotony.
visioned. The
Well, it
tunnel
takes
vision
about
to-
7 years to get a Shamrock Shake in March or whatever. and fucking
See, now-
die out there.
I felt like what he was about to say was bullshit, but I think even knowing that could have been bullshit,
It makes enough
it,
sense.
it makes enough sense that
It makes enough sense.
I don't know what magazine or journal that Jordan is reading
McDonald's
that has
Monthly.
studies on the color coordination of McDonald's employees. But
it's called Fast Food Connoisseur, and it's,
Ooh.
I have a monthly
now I know it's
subscription.
bullshit. Okay.
You have to let me know if any White Castle stuff pops up.
Is that
there.
how you found out about Steak and Shake?
No, I told you, my dad took me to Steak and Shake when I was a kid.
His
Is that
dad
how
took
he
him.
found out?
No, he went there when he was a kid.
You know. Actually, you brought that point up, but literally, Jordan brought you to your Steak and Shake,
Yeah.
and his dad brought him to his Steak and Shake. So I think it's kind of cute how like his dad brought him there.
It's like a fatherly
now he
action.
brought you there.
I think
So
his
I'm
dad
like-
brought him there. So it's just a whole
So it's like, I'm like your
literally-
son.
You're literally
Yes.
part of his family history right now because he took you to your first Steak and Shake.
Thanks, Dad.
That's pretty good right there.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Passing on the tradition.
Okay, I still need to tweet this. 1 second.
I'll pass it down to my son,
You can
Aaron.
retweet Seamus's tweet.
Yeah,
Your son who?
My son, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Kevin's new son, Aaron.
Your new
Yeah.
son.
My mic shouldn't be off unless I'm getting trolled again.
Mike muted.
I swear to God, right?
I did a tap test on all of them. They
No,
made up.
it's on. Like,
Yep.
can you tap it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. Like, what?
Yeah. It's on.
Fucking on. Did that go through?
Man, it's on.
Each own like.
Might have gone
Donkey
through my own
Kong.
mic though.
I just got trolled.
Someone's mic is muted, maybe.
No, Alex just got
I don't see your tweet, Seamus.
trying to
retweeted.
tweet, and the thing is,
Oh, you
there we
retweeted.
go.
I
thought you
retweeted
said-
the
thought-
hubs.
Okay, I thought you said
Nah,
retweeted.
I'm too lazy
I just
to
got thrown off
compose
there.
my own tweet.
Bum, 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 bum. We are
Jordan, how long does it take you to tweet?
streaming.
About 3 hours.
Jeez.
Well,
It takes me
an iPhone, so
very little time to tweet, but when I'm engaged in conversation and tweeting at the same time,
It does take me a
like
few
currently
minutes.
right now when I'm engaged in conversation at the same time as typing out my tweet, it adds about 5 minutes.
I didn't
Me
know
and
they
Mike-
made little vitamin waters. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Mini ones.
Yeah, I saw
Why
this
did,
too.
how come they say XXX
Like I would want
on
vitamin water.
On the there's like a little black
'cause they're-
tab that says
they're-
Well,
XXX.
that's like
Risque.
that's like this is the flavor. That's the flavor of this is XXX.
It's the flavor's porn. It's
The-
porn flavored.
it's a porn
Kevin.
flavored.
It's porn
It tastes
flavored.
pretty good, I'll be honest.
No, these are good.
Yeah, it does.
Sweat and bodily fluids and
It does.
weird noises. That's what is in
See,
the bottle.
the whole thing. If X marks the spot, 3 of them have got to be a good thing.
The
I
X
think that sounds like a pitch for
I remember reading those.
someone
in
pitching their
high
like
school,
porn
and I
for
just
me.
never really understand them because they weren't really elaborate with like bullshit explanations. Like you wake up in the morning on the
Yeah.
wrong side of the bed, grab yourself this drink, your day just kicked off, get ready for a promotion, and like
Yeah, I remember
you
reading
won
those.
the
At,
lottery at this point.
remember reading those at Target.
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot of vitamin water at Target. So.
Sorry.
That
By the way,
reminds me of Target.
Bring back
Did you
bad
see?
memories.
Did you see the Target video of that guy that like,
On top of the thing,
on
like,
top of
giving
the
them,
thing,
like, a
gives
battle
them,
speech?
Gives them like the Lord of the Rings battle.
I wish I
speech.
had that. I wish I
Like
had
that guy
that.
looked like an awesome manager. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, what if Sheamus
That
had?
looked like-
Imagine the potential that would have been unlocked in Sheamus if he had a manager.
Or was that for
great.
like Black Friday? Or
I would have
something?
been
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
work 6 Black Fridays in a row with that guy. Instead, I got my shitty managers and couldn't be there for 10 minutes without trying to kill myself. So,
I went to Walmart on Black Friday.
oh no, man, why?
Why?
Because McDonald's is inside of it, and it's right near my
That's
apartment.
even Dan.
It's right near my
There's a
apartment.
closer McDonald's. I mean, not
No, that's
closer,
the
but there's a
closest.
close one.
There's one that's like 5 minutes away, or the one that's 1 minute
How
away.
long did it take you to get through that
It
McDonald's?
didn't take long. I found a really good parking spot. But the story I was going to tell was some guy who was looping in the parking lot, going, "Walmart is an evil or corporation."
Oh my
And then
God.
the Walmart employees were standing outside. Well, then go away! Like they're yelling back.
This reminds me of
good.
the heaven or hell guy from
No, exactly.
Heaven or hell.
Yeah.
That guy was there all
From
day.
Comic-Con.
Occasionally get in arguments with a few people
Yeah,
that wanted to
like
contest
Deadpool
him.
would walk up and argue with him.
We went the next year, and that guy wasn't there, but plenty of people with signs that said, sins, blah blah blah.
Well, we're enjoying a convention. You're holding a sign outside all day, so Kevin.
What
Look
was
at that new
Kevin?
that new subscriber
Let's go.
button.
I think there's going to be a
50
new
texts.
rule that there's no phones allowed on the table. This
Yeah,
is
I
like
got a
dinner
phone.
time. at
Mine's
a
out.
house.
I always turn
Hey,
mine
you got a
to
phone,
silent,
you got a
though.
phone, you got a phone, I don't got a phone.
I turned
here.
mine to silent though. I
Mine's
don't
on
have it on
silent, too.
Rumble.
Take it off.
Yours was on silent. It sounded like it was silent.
What if
On
we
vibrate.
usually look
Oh,
stuff
it's
up
vibrate.
though?
Well, then
Vibrates
you
on
And I use it
reach
to
into
look
your
at the
pocket.
time. I
Oh
use it
my
to look at the
goodness.
time. Oh, fine. Fine.
goodness.
Jordan, I'm a fat person. Reaching in my pocket requires work.
Damn.
See, my
I pay
legs
someone to
take
do
up
that for
more
me?
space in my pants, so when
the
I'm,
intern
it's
for that.
really
I'll pay-
tight, and I just
No, I don't want the intern. I don't want the intern pocket fishing me. That might be kind of
We
awkward.
might lose some things.
or hell.
Might play
Okay,
pocket
anyway,
pool while
I
he's
think
at it.
think we're pretty good to go on our start here.
Ready to start?
Ready to start our show. We got Mr. Intern Joe is in the chat as the creatures, so free field to chat him up. And
Chat him up.
Chat him up, feel him up, do whatever you
want to do.
Oh, there's the Gaben picture right
Gaben
there.
up.
Jordan the knife.
I submitted a bunch of new emoticons, and apparently the Gaben one got
Denied.
rejected. So, even though
Yeah,
it's on
the
there.
troll
one?
Gaben.
Yeah, the troll bin.
Isn't that just like a general one though, or is that like?
That one should be a general one, or it's on someone's channel. I don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
let me play the
I think
music.
I think
See
that's
the time
a
to start.
better Twitch TV one.
Better. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the stuff is better Twitch TV.
Here we go.
Butterfly knife slaughter. Man, that song.
Oh.
Kevin, what?
Kevin put this stupid mouse sensitivity on that computer because he's playing on the other day for Creatopia. It's at nothing. It's terrible.
like, you gotta
I have to
gotta
So when
like
you turn your head in Minecraft, it's like,
time to go to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, you gotta like prime it up. You
Okay,
gotta like
there we
charge
go.
it up.
Um,
Higher
yeah.
than Counter Strike sensitivity.
I don't want to hear that, Kevin. Okay. Playing Counter Strike and navigating a desktop are two entirely
you were
different
playing
things.
Minecraft on it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the sensitivity I'm comfortable with.
You carry your like Counter Strike
His-
sensitivity to Minecraft. Just
Yeah.
in case
Yes,
you have
he
to
carries
line up
it
a
to
headshot
everything.
on a zombie
Yeah.
with it. Okay.
That actually did come in handy when we were in that.
When you were in the mines,
Hey,
all day.
no spoilers.
Ooh,
There
you're
was a
spoiling
template.
it.
How was that? Is that
Kevin, he
is
just
that
told
really
you
a
not
spoiler?
spoil it, and then
He
you
knows.
just
He was
kept saying it.
warning.
Huh?
I didn't say too much. I said
You said
know there's
enough.
samples involved.
You said enough.
I
Yeah,
know.
I-
Yeah,
I've
I
said
know.
enough.
Yeah, we were there for it.
I'm saying it's a session that hasn't even started to go up yet, and you're already talking about things that happened towards the end of the session.
So welcome to Creech
Well,
Talk.
now you
Well,
spoiled
now
it
you-
because
now it's towards
now
the
it's
end.
towards the end.
This is
I did not drop this bomb.
This is the Colin Farrell piano thing all over again.
This is the
Jesus.
great,
Jesus.
the great
Stuff.
reckoning.
We have some topics.
Oh, do we?
We do have some topics.
There's a couple up there.
I didn't even get to the intro yet, Alex.
That's why I was.
He was trying to move it along.
spoilers.
He's trying to move it along.
I spoiled the fact that we have topics.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Wow,
my
good job.
God.
Good
Now I
job,
know
Alex.
I thought you were trying to transition into a specific topic.
If I could say one of these topics.
Is there one that would be? Well, kind of.
What?
Not really.
Spoiler?
Well, let me first introduce us. Welcome to Creech Talk number 113 to all you people on YouTube, on Twitch, on iTunes, on SoundCloud
SoundCloud.
now. All sorts of different distribution platforms we're
Whatever
using.
way you want to listen or
Yep,
watch.
I don't even know what the day is today. I think it's
You wrote
Saturday.
it on top
7th.
of the topics list.
Oh, we don't know what the
There
day
is
is.
the
It's
6th.
December
6th or
something. Fucking
It's
Christmas is
Sunday.
nearby.
It's
It
the
might be
6th of
Hanukkah.
December. You know, and the
Kwanzaa.
sad part is,
Something
like,
like
I'm doing a daily dozen show, and I say the, oh man, I don't even know why.
Say
Anyway,
the date in each episode.
so Dan is here, but we also would like to welcome Kevin here for the first Creech Talk ever.
Hi, Dan.
Is this your first Creature Talk ever?
This is my first time being on Creech Talk.
Did you ever call in?
I did get called in once.
Okay, well then.
Can we find that?
Can we find that? Like,
I'm sure someone.
Oh,
has
you
it on
called in
standby.
as a fan.
Yeah, as a
Oh
fan.
my
man.
goodness, we
That-
gotta find that
It was one
somewhere.
of the first ones. I
That's
think.
gotta be pretty
What
early.
did you say?
How
Do
old were you?
remember?
12?
I don't remember. No.
Did you ask if you could
close to
play
that.
Minecraft? With him?
13,
Hey, guys.
12.
Yeah, you play
I'm
Minecraft.
only 12. Listen to my voice.
That makes
don't
me feel.
remember.
That makes me feel really old.
I don't remember
That he was,
being
like,
on
12?
there, but everybody who was there at the time, like Michael was there, say that I got on. I don't remember being on though.
It happened a
But
while
you
ago.
just said you were on.
Yeah,
You just don't remember.
I just don't remember being on.
Kevin.
So someone told him he was on, and now he thinks he was on. Was he ever on?
That's
How do you
that's the
not
question.
know?
I don't know. I just assumed
Because
that
he's
I never got
integrated
that.
with us now, so he can't remember a specific circumstance of him talking to us like a few years ago.
He's
I remember
repressed it.
talking to
Must
you
have
the
been
other
bad.
day.
Yeah, it
If
must
I
have
did
made fun
get
of
on,
him.
I probably asked about like, well, what mics do you guys use or something like that.
We were a lot
was probably-
harsher back then.
Oh, we were very
probably
hard.
asked what our
we
favorite
made
game
fun
was.
of call-ins
Yeah, and then we
and
yelled at him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did we make
sure
fun
did.
of Collins?
Oh,
I don't
we
know.
sure did.
We were pretty bad. I remember like back when I used to do the sounds
I remember that.
all the time, like for one of the cast outs. A guy would talk and his mic would fade out before like he'd be like, "Hey guys, so I wanted to."
And
it was just-
auto-adjusted.
Yeah, it kept auto-adjusting him out.
every single time.
So the end of his sentences is we couldn't hear. So while he was doing like talking, I edited the cast you out. So it was like, I cast you out. I was
would be
quick
mad
back
about that
then.
today.
That wasn't harsh, but you know, I just
we were pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But there's instances
made
where
fun
we
of
were-
anybody with a bad microphone.
Yeah. Oh, we sure did.
Radio
Was
gun.
that a radio gun? Yeah.
Radio gun.
Radio gun. that
Oh,
was pretty
radio
good.
gun. I remember radio gun.
Yeah, radio gun. So anyway, we have Kevin, we have Alexander here, and we have Mr. Seamus and myself.
Yay.
All here to this wonderful Creech Talk.
Somebody said fix the camera.
Fix the
Camera's
camera.
A little bit,
Is it
a little bit
crooked?
lopsided.
Oh, it is crooked.
It is crooked.
It's a little bit crooked.
Set up that camera.
Yeah, it is. Look.
It's very crooked.
You're just going off of like.
Whoa!
Alex, come on. Come on. You, just, you didn't
I'm
even,
really
like,
sturdy. I'm just I'm holding on to the bottom.
call you the Russian
His
rock.
chair's bolted down.
The Russian
so you're
rack.
the only one
Yeah,
who's
call-
not like violently shaking. So it's just like
Call Alex the Russian rock around here.
A Russian
He
rack.
just can't be moved.
The Russian rock.
So there's been quite a few things that have happened in our office, as well as out there in the gaming industry,
or the world.
or the world for that matter, in the
The
past few
world.
weeks that we have not done Creech Talk. So we have a whole list of a few different topics that will go down.
List
So
of a few different topics.
let's get started with the first one.
What's the first one, Jordan?
What is the first one, Jordan?
Well, the first one, gentlemen, thank you for asking, by the way.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
We so a lot of you may know after watching the Office Wall. Oh man, there's going on the stream. After watching Office Wall Destruction, we have expanded over into a new space, which has added a few different offices and a new room that we're going to use for filming. It's pretty big. So now for our movie nights and different skits, we will now have slightly more varied sets going forward.
We have
Not
added
even
a second
sets,
room.
Just filming
rooms.
in somebody's office. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always like that lobby out there.
You know what? We never have to use the green screen again because we have James's room, which is a whiteboard, so we could just draw the landscapes in there.
We could
Very
do
true.
that.
Very nice.
Just draw our sets out each time. It'd be like an old time.
And
comic.
the unlikely circumstance where we do need a green screen, where you can just get a like green expo pen, just color.
yeah, color the entire wall
Yeah.
green and use
And we can
that.
retire our actual green screen, so we
I
don't
like
have
the
to use
sound
that
of
anymore.
this. I like the sound of this.
It
a
would
lot.
probably take several markers though to actually
You
like.
have to do it like in layers because it has to be like consistent, you know. So it has to be a
Yeah.
consistent color green. 'Cause
Yeah,
if
but
you go over
the
it
thing
again-
about dry erase is when you draw it and it dries and you draw over it again, it creates like that line on the outside of it.
There'd be lines no matter
Oh,
what. It would
oof.
be a disaster. Why haven't we just painted that wall with like the new wall just green?
I'm pretty sure I suggested
good-
doing
Yeah,
that.
someone. I'm pretty sure Alex
that
suggested
sounds,
it.
It
would
sounds
work.
like someone did say that. And it
remember-
probably was Alex.
My original green screen at home was a couple green poster boards that I taped together. They were kind of reflective, so it kind of fucked up the green screen. But
So if we could get a real like dull green, that would be dull like finish of a bright green.
matte.
But
That
didn't
probably
they?
Not
I mean,
reflective.
they use like a special type of like wall layer for this like whiteboard wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
actually like you can see the
It's like a
the
giant
lines.
decal sort of
Yeah,
deal.
You can see the lines because they don't have something that tall. But yeah, it's like a big decal or a,
Sticker thing.
what would you call that? Not a mural.
Let's just take a minute while you figure it
a
out.
mural. What's
Start-
like a mural?
Start naming things off.
Montage.
It's big.
Wallpaper.
Wallpaper. Nah, I guess it could be called
Decal.
wallpaper. It's not decal. It's bigger
yeah,
than a
sticker.
decal.
It's not a sticker. It's a big,
I mean, it's like
gigantic,
a
sticky-
thing that you see. You can
sticky
buy
thing.
those big blown up things, like
A billboard.
no, not a billboard.
Billboard.
Thought I had
I
it.
can't think of the name.
It's
So anyway,
Sign.
Well,
the main thing while we're talking about this is inside this new office expansion is a designated creature talk room.
ooh.
That
Finally
we are
moving
finally
out.
going to
We
be
won't have
able
to
to
use the stream
have
room.
a room designated for recording and streaming, a room designated for couch co-op, creatures play, game night stuff, and a room designated for creature talk, so we do not have to constantly swap the mics around, and they all end up being messed up after the next day, which
And we have
Alex
to
always has
adjust the
deal
mixer
with.
every single
Yep.
time.
So everything
And by
will all
we,
be
it's
set.
mostly Alex
Yes.
who has to
Yeah,
adjust that.
I sometimes attempt when
Sometimes
Alex isn't
Jordan
here
does.
and stuff doesn't work out so well.
And Jordan yells at me while
Well, I
I'm in
mean,
the room.
some of the, like I don't know how some of the chords like get moved sometimes. That's kind of the annoying part. Is that there'll be like chords that are supposed to go over there and they're like somehow over there.
Well-
I have to figure out how they're like dragged across the room.
I don't know
over
if you
the
noticed,
computers.
but the cord that's right. One of these cords actually was like you had threaded them over there, like you had already put them back over. I undid that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I undid all
figured
that.
it. So next time we record, I have to figure it out because each one of these is different settings for different people. so
Yeah.
I
Can
have
you
to
imagine?
grab
We're gonna
and
sit
then
down,
figure it out.
Alex. You and me are gonna sit down when I'm setting up
Do
that
a
room. We're
master.
gonna get another mixer.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to set up marked XLR cables. We're gonna get special mics and the special stuff so that
Special
every-
stands, better
special
stands,
that are better
That'd be
than
cool.
these things. It's gonna
That'd be cool.
glorious because we're going to be able to have it all cable managed and like taped down.
Wow.
and
We're gonna have it so you
threaded
can
up
actually
through
see the
table.
sponsored
What a-
image if
what
somebody's
a
at the
day-
end of the table.
What a day that will be.
It'll be an amazing day because you will no longer be required to fine tune it every single time we sit down.
It's pretty good.
Whether that actually happens or not is to be seen. But
I already wrote everything down. Okay,
I know.
It's just
I'm
a
just
few
no. I'm
clicks.
saying whether he doesn't
Oh.
have to fine tune or not is what I was saying.
we should try out some lavs. You
Did we
tried
try that?
lavs? We tried some
We
lavs.
have lavaliers, but we've never actually.
I don't think they
done
were that
second
great,
house
though.
strong
strong
miserable.
tests. No, we just
Well,
couldn't figure
used
out how
the-
to get it to work
We used
properly.
the old mixer, and that was a nightmare and didn't do so well. So maybe if we broke those out again and did some tests, we might be able to find
Bach
something
is
that works.
the box is over there, so the Bach.
Yep. So I guess we'll have to screw around with that. But so yeah, lots of
Look at those new
exciting stuff.
subscriber icons. I love those.
I do too.
They're pretty nice.
Looks a lot better than the
Little-
other ones.
A little medallion thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
a lot of cool things coming your way because of our new office extra space.
yeah, and we also have hub related, the new daily show, the hub,
The hub.
the hub that has started going up on the hub.
On the hub.
And pretty much this is our way of Monday through Friday communication with you guys to keep you up to date on everything merchandise, everything office shenanigans, everything fan mail with the P.O. box, everything fan art,
Fan
a bunch of
art.
community stuff, and when the site comes up, some site stuff, and then
Probably some good site stuff there.
lots of good stuff. It's going to be, a very informative series, but a very stupid series at the same time because anything can happen. You never know.
Sure.
We never know.
And speaking of that, I think we'd mentioned it at the beginning, but we actually, the Creech Carls went back up. We had a few hundo of those left
About 300.
About 300. About 300 Carls left, so those are up, and then we're doing the Creature Carl pajama pants.
And both of those are on Maker Shop.
Yep. So the easiest way is probably just checking out the first episode of the Hub, which was
Both episodes have all the links.
Oh, they do. Okay.
So the second episode actually also has the creature beanies, which are on Spreadshirt.
Okay.
Which are
yeah, Creature Beanies came out too. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Ooh.
Good thing we have this
Just
Hub
in time
series
for
to
the
announce.
colder season.
I like those creature beanies. Oh yeah, James said the winter
blizzards.
blizzards.
With the winter blizzards.
The winter blizzards.
The winter blizzards.
Everyone gets blizzards in the winter.
He was acting very weird when I filmed that. Go
I think
get
most
one.
of you were acting pretty
Or
weird
two.
during that. I
Yeah,
watched
but-
a couple of them, and they were pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This one here, it was like in a corner or something. And
Yeah,
was
he
like,
he cuddled
There were
up.
some weird things
Cuddled
going
up
on.
and was just
Yeah,
like,
him and
guys,
James kind
shoot.
of had that same thing going on where there was weird pauses, and yeah, it was strange.
It was kind
it
of
looked a
strange.
little bit strange.
There's some weird things going on.
kinda weird
in the
just being in
office
the
that
room.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt it was really weird.
Tried to stay like as far as I could. But
So
He did it in one take though.
that's going
Yeah,
to
he
be
did. One
a
take
new
out.
thing that's going to be happening. And,
Beanies are riot.
Yeah, so now we can get on to all sorts of amazing gaming news now that we've finished up with all the Hub updates and announcements.
hubbub.
And all that. The hub of the
No,
Hub.
we should have called the series the Hubbub.
what's all the hubbub about?
What's all the
What's
hubbub
all the
about? Okay, title change for the Hub. It's the Hubbub now.
There we go.
So-
Hey, it was a pilot series. Now we got an actual.
the first two
title.
episodes
It was a
are
working
pilot.
title. The
The
hub
Hub-
is a working
the Hubbub
title.
New
would be-
season will be called the Hubbub.
season 2. There was season finale of
Season
the Hub.
1 is episode 1 and 2.
goodness.
See, that's what you do. That's what you do when you just want to end it. It's like first season's done.
That's what you do when it's like a Netflix show.
What were you gonna say, Kevin? I heard that. There it is again.
Kevin?
Third time's a charm. Here we go.
I don't.
He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it. He's
I don't
passing.
quite-
He
I can't-
opted
I-
out.
I just
He's passing on it.
that thought didn't really complete itself.
All right.
Okay,
It happens.
well,
It
thanks
happens.
for that nice.
Yeah.
little
I thought he was gonna
intermission
say
there,
something.
Kevin.
Intermissions are my specialty.
Well, that's
I don't know what
really
that's
great.
supposed
We
to
need
mean,
more
but-
of those in Creature Talk. So, anyway, let's get on to the gaming news. First thing on the list that I have is this new Zelda game.
Yeah, I'm not
that's
really
second
big
on
into
the
Zelda
list.
I'm
anyway.
not a
Like,
big
I'm
Zelda guy
terrible
either.
at Zelda. So
I've never played.
I'm really bad at them. So
I
I
mean,
don't
after-
see
after
the new
Smash,
Zelda.
uh,
No.
Oh, I did. Intern Joe and Spencer were watching it this morning. I watched Miyamoto awkwardly sit on the thing. Well, no, Miyamoto wasn't playing, but
Was it gameplay?
the other guy. It was. They didn't show any close-up gameplay. They just showed them, kind of like right now. Like they had the TV there, and they had Miyamoto and I guess one of the devs or something like that. I don't know who the other guy was. Probably somebody who's important. They were just sitting on a couch playing the game and doing different things. It's free roam.
Was it Reggie?
It's free
No.
roam.
Okay.
No, it was another like Japanese guy. They were both
Sakurai?
being dubbed. Huh?
Sakurai?
He had like glasses and like pepper gray and
I
like
don't-
black hair.
I don't know that.
I'm sure the chat will know, but
Yeah, Chow probably knows.
So it's free roam. Can I like jack someone's horse?
it's free roam. There are wild horses running around. There's a part where because there wasn't. I didn't even know there was an audience until like a couple minutes into the video, and like Link jumps off the horse and like draws his bow and shoots something, and it's in slow mo, and everybody's like, "Woo!" And I was just like, why are they like cheering for that?
studio audience.
Well, you know, they all of a sudden come upon this amazing, crazy trick shot 360
Yeah.
no scope Link does.
But that's coming out next year, and Miyamoto at the end was like saying that Star Fox would come out before that. He's working on Star Fox right now.
What's
Right
that?
But
You don't know what Star Fox is?
You've never played
That-
Star Fox?
No.
Fox and Falco,
Do-
Slippy Toad.
do a
come
barrel
on.
roll.
Slippy
I mean,
Toad.
I know the do the barrel
going
thing,
down,
but I've never
Fox.
played the game.
Slippy
so.
Toad, come on.
This finally be a really good reason or a reason to buy a Wii U.
It's next gen Zelda.
There's a lot of reasons to buy a Wii U.
Old
there's a
gen.
few good reasons to buy a Wii U.
Monster Hunter 3 baby.
Yeah, Smash
came
is out.
Oh, I guess yeah, Smash.
There's
never
some-
mind.
Hey, they
I
won
forgot about
console
that.
of the year. We haven't gotten to that topic yet, but
Speaking of console of the year,
Speaking of, we have.
I guess we're not done with this topic yet.
Well,
Never
I'm
mind.
just
what else do we have to
confused.
say about Zelda?
I'm
Now Jordan
confused.
wants to
I know.
announce
Oh,
the
I saw
stretch.
I'll
Zelda
follow
in the
that.
new the Smash game. That was cool.
Yeah, I saw him there too. Toon Link or
Oh, wait, that's-
Zelda
Zelda. I
Link?
saw Zelda, the one with the the kid with the green stuff, right?
No, that's Link.
That's Zelda.
Oh, Zelda's the one in the suit that shoots missiles and can like bomb,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Oh,
Link, that's
okay.
the alternate.
The red one.
No, I thought because when I say
Yeah,
when I
Zero
see the
Suit
name of
Zelda.
the game
Yeah,
and
Zero Suit
it's
Zelda,
always
there
the
you go.
green
There's
guy,
Zero Suit
then
Zelda.
that Zelda is the same. That's what I
All
think.
the- so yeah,
So Zelda's the green suited
yeah.
little lad. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I'm
making
glad
sure.
we cleared that up.
I was just a little bit confused at that because I haven't played a whole lot of Zelda before.
Were you
but,
being serious though, or are you like?
No, he's joking.
Because he went over it once, but he's like, oh. Okay.
I think he's. You know, people used to shit on his acting when we first started doing skits on the hub. And you know, the other day when we were doing that the Star Wars video, you were just. I was
He's good.
afterwards. I was like, Jordan, you've come a long way
With what did I do?
with your acting. Well, you were doing the.
the
I can't really
death
say.
sticks.
Oh
but
yeah,
the death sticks
and then
part.
Kevin just says it right there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really say
Dan
it.
can't say it, but Kevin will say it for everyone.
Kevin, anything else you want to talk about in Creaturetopia session that you were in? Just any. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, no, I think Jordan's come a long way acting wise.
The thing is, like,
He's
Dexter's
doing well.
really messed me up because his acting is just like
It's humor.
It doesn't change, and it's like, oh man, I feel really bad right now, and I'll be like, why are you feeling bad, mate? I'm just kidding. It's like, oh, what? So like that right there to me
Yeah.
was like that scene. Like, you got the first troll, but then he kept trolling, and I thought it was like a good sentence that everyone stopped, and he got back onto like the we're serious train, but you just never got off.
I never got off that train.
So
I'll tell you what.
I guess that's what acting is then, huh? You just never
I
get
think
off
so.
that train.
Yeah, that's the method acting. I think it was called whatever Christian Bale does that lets
Christian
him freak
Bale,
out at
yeah.
light people
Yeah.
or PAs.
No, it was the
bulbs.
director of photography.
Oh, what?
Shane Hurlbutt.
That's a big.
Yeah. He was walking around
Well, what's
fixing
the-
lights while he was doing the
What's
scene.
wait a second? What's the like hierarchy of that? Like, can the actors like do that? Director of photography is like a big role in a film.
Yeah. Actors do whatever the fuck they want because
They
they're
don't care.
crazy.
I want to be an actor.
Christian Bale's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's
You're on your way.
It's crazy.
I still,
are on
I
your
still
way.
like him, but
Speaking of me being crazy, so the
go
Game
might have
Awards.
we already had a really good transition earlier. Game
So,
Awards.
speaking of new consoles, was the other transition or something like that?
You know, that's pretty
Previews.
surprising that the Nintendo got console of the year over the new consoles of the year.
I can just. I'm just trying to
Or was
imagine.
it last year, I guess?
I'm just
Well, they
trying
came
to
out in
imagine-
November, so it wouldn't
Yeah,
be
they
like
can
a count.
did they both come out at the same time, right? Yeah,
The
they came
PS1 and the
out
Xbox came out last year, and I think the Wii U came out the year before that. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like 2012, mid
Yeah.
2012.
I think something like that.
I'm just imagining, head of Microsoft, head of Sony, head of Nintendo sitting right next to each other, and they're just like sitting there, and an Xbox guy and the PS3 guy are just like ready to get up out of their seats, and
I'm ready
all of
to
a sudden,
accept
like,
this.
Yeah.
Wii U, and they're- and
Sega
they're like-
Genesis. Oh,
I mean, Wii U, like, it only has, like,
Dreamcast.
recently they've only had 2 worthwhile games. Like,
yeah, I was pretty unimpressed when it first came out. There was like a big gap where
It
like
took a
nothing
long
was
time.
coming out, but now they got Smash coming out. They're announcing some new stuff. This
said
is like
that.
starting to get rolling down the hill a little bit. So
still
There's
digging
really
through
nothing
the...
coming out on like these consoles though. Still to like be like, oh, get an Xbox for Halo collection. Like,
yeah, there's nothing like super heavy hitting to like make people want to get it. Like
I bought a Wii U. I never bought a Wii. I bought a Wii U.
Yeah, I had
just 'cause-
never bought a Wii U.
Just because of some exclusives that came out. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, definitely
You
getting
said
into
the
that.
Monster Hunter game was pretty good, right?
That was really good.
Yeah, that's probably
Mario
one of the
games are
only
pretty good.
reason
I
I'll-
always like my Mario games.
Mario.
Probably the only reason I'll get a Wii U.
But I still haven't
Monster
gotten
Hunter
any
3.
of the next gen consoles. Like, I'm borrowing the one from the hub, but like I haven't looked at a game and was like, I gotta get an Xbox One
Yeah.
for this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, what the next lineup of stuff would be. I should be the one that knows this, but is Witcher going on just next gen, or is that a all across the board
it's
thing?
usually PC too.
Yeah,
It is coming out on PC. I'm pretty sure it's just next year.
Yeah, well, when I say, I mean console wise, most stuff does come out on PC as well.
Yeah,
just
no,
saying.
I'm pretty sure it's just next gen. I don't think it's coming out on last gen.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very interesting.
I know Arkham City is only next
What
gen.
about Evolve? Is that both gens?
Probably, maybe.
That's
No,
is that
I'm not
PC
sure.
as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
PC
it's on
alpha,
PC,
so
yeah.
I mean, it should
Yeah.
be PC.
Yeah, they
at
definitely
least.
had.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if that would be. It seems like one of those things that would be able to come out on the earlier gens too. It's like that transition period, but I don't even know. Like I wasn't really around for the transition period from like PS2 to PS3.
PS2 stuff sold forever.
Because PS2 stuff stayed around forever.
They kept developing for about like a year and a half or something.
Because I remember
that.
like just
It was
constantly,
crazy
I'd go
long.
into places. I only had the original Xbox, and I was like, "Man, there's nothing but Xbox 360 games." But I look over there, and it's like, "Wow, there's PS3 and PS2 games all over the place."
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like,
PS2 had a really long life cycle.
"It did,
Yeah.
it did."
Incredibly long.
Very long.
So as far as the Game Awards go, I didn't really look up any major. Well, I saw the major ones, which is Dragon Age won Game of the Year, I believe.
And that just came
And that
out, right?
just
Yeah, it only
came out,
like a
like-
couple weeks ago. I
I
think.
don't understand.
I don't think any
And
of the
I'm
people
not
who
sure
voted for it had
that's-
even finished it by the time.
halfway through it, Game of the Year.
Which is pretty cool.
Wow, I'm loving this game of the year.
There you go, done.
I guess
Spike.
so. Because like it
I
just
didn't play
seems,
much of it.
seems
Then
weird.
I feel like Shadow of Mordor would have won Game of the Year had they hosted these awards like a
Right
month
after that
ago.
came, yeah.
Like
Probably.
whatever.
It seems like all the stuff that's in the later years, the ones that are gonna always get their awards. 'Cause
Generally,
there's usually
like the Oscars works that way too, where
Yeah.
the prestigious award movies comes out January and like
Yeah.
no, December, like usually at like right at the tail end of the year, so it's recent in their mind, like in the Academy's minds and stuff like that.
which kind of sucks because like in the case where Witcher 3 is coming out in February, Evolve is coming out in spring, whenever that's going.
Yeah.
And those are probably going to be overshadowed by whatever next year releases are going to be.
Yeah, like towards the end of the year.
Yep.
I guess it just sticks in people's minds a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, Red Dead won Game of the Year for the VGAs that one year, right? Didn't that win?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I thought
Pretty
it did. Yeah.
Pretty sure it did, and
Came out about
that
midway
came out
through, I think, right?
That
Game
came out
deserves
like
awards.
I think that came out beginning of like second quarter or something like that.
I thought it was like May or June, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, probably around summertime. I mean, Rockstar generally does.
Can't
They're
remember.
like, fuck for the most
Well, they
part,
released
they're
Max Payne
generally
in like May or June, didn't they?
yeah. Usually it's
and-
like I remember GTA 4 was like April or something.
I think
like
GTA
that.
5 got
Are they
delayed
gonna
until
stop
like
releasing
September.
Max Payne?
yeah.
They're gonna stop releasing Max Payne.
I love Max Payne. I love Max
Well,
Payne.
there was a long ass gap between 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But 2 was pretty good.
2 was pretty good.
Can't say the same about
3
Think
was
about how
kind
good
of
4 would
forgettable,
be.
but it wasn't bad.
3 wasn't as memorable as
No.
the first 2, but I don't think it was bad.
No,
Thought it was.
it got redundant though.
Yeah, it did.
I like Stranglehold. Or
Probably one of
Stronghold, whatever
my
that game was.
just one of the great moments. Far Cry 4 won Shooter of the Year.
Ooh.
Far Cry 4 being this game that seemed to have a $0 marketing budget.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
never
hear
saw
anything
it
about it.
anywhere. Like I
It was
saw,
like, hey, we have an eccentric villain, and that was it.
yeah, I mean,
that was it.
they,
That was Far Cry 3 as well.
showcase Pagan and Troy
they showed
Baker.
him a little bit.
It was like, oh yeah, more Troy Baker, and
He's
and
in
from there,
everything.
like that opening cinematic was pretty much all they ever showed. There wasn't like really any kind of marketing around the pre-launch. I saw a few commercials after it launched. After they get all the awards and like the review stuff, then they're like, yeah, best, crazy, yeah, fun, Skyrim with guns. And
Yeah,
then,
I was about to say it should be Far Cry 3 with guns or something like that.
yeah, I can't remember what Kovic tweeted something along
Skyrim.
those
Did he-
lines.
did
He had just tweeted like make.
I tweeted at him one of the times when he was tweeting about Far Cry 4. I think I said something about Skyrim with guns.
And so yeah, that won that award, and that like overshadowed just about everything that shooter wise, which would account for. Let's see what big shooters came out
Call of
besides Call of Duty, like Call of Duty, obviously, because it comes
Yeah.
out every year. And this was their big push for something new and different.
Yeah.
And,
Fall.
Oh,
oh yeah,
Jetpacks.
Titanfall.
Oh man, forgot about that game.
game.
I love jetpacks.
Titanfall.
I don't know. I think Battlefield 4. I'm not sure how long that's been out, but I mean Hardline. is
I'm
coming
pretty
out.
sure Battlefield 4 was November last year.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Pretty sure it was last
Hardline
year.
was in like beta, I think, this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Master
first
Chief
person.
Collection.
Master Chief Collection, if that counts.
that was under the remasters, I think though.
Ah.
That wasn't a. That
Yeah.
was-
So it got its own
They had,
category.
remasters had its own category.
I'm not
Counter-Strike
surprised.
should have won. Shooter.
Yeah.
It's been out for,
Counter-Strike.
I think that should
2 years,
technically
it's
be
deserved.
when it hit its big boost. That should technically be a re-release. They should just call it
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're launching Counter Strike."
Well,
Like,
I mean,
wins
if you
game
have
of the
like,
year or
I mean, how
shooter
does
of
that
the year
work?
every
If
year.
you have like a game that like is like number 1 in the world, like okay, so like WoW would be like MMO of the year because it's the best one or the biggest
The
one.
most
but, like,
played, yeah.
So if fucking terrible shit comes out and it's the only one to come out, would that be like MMO of the year because like nothing else has come out that year.
I guess, yeah. Whatever's the best of whatever comes out is really what the choice is. Because, like, I don't know.
They had that expansion, right?
That's kind of like
Yeah.
like everybody
Would that
wins
count?
type
Best
of
expansion.
MMOs.
Best
expansion.
Best
You
DLC.
mean the honorable mention, like what's the name of the participation award kind of thing?
Participation.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like.
Yeah.
You tried award.
Like when I was in school and I got first place, and then I got mad because I saw all these kids that were terrible getting the participation awards. They
Yeah,
deserve
fuck those kids.
Man,
Get good. That's pretty much it.
They need to get good.
Yeah, I was surprised that Witcher was the most anticipated game of next year.
Most anticipated game of next year.
Arkham Knight. I was thinking that was a shoo-in.
You don't understand, Dan.
After Arkham Origins, I
You
could see why.
understand the gravity of Witcher.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Story checks out.
Amazing.
Does anyone else? So, were there any more notable things that happened there? Besides the
didn't
fact that
watch
it was
it.
actually,
I didn't watch it, I just read the
I
results.
heard it was executed about 1 billion times better than last year's.
Was it the Spikes?
Was this Spike's VGX? Like, was this the same
yeah,
thing?
yeah, I think it was the
Oh, okay.
exact same thing. I don't know if it was on Spike or where. Like I
I
saw,
think
I
last
saw
year
it
was
streamed
online,
in a few
yeah.
different places, but
This
I
is
don't
news
know.
to
But
me.
anyway, like Keeley, I think is the one that hosted.
Okay,
it.
well then maybe it was.
And
Yeah.
he did a good job.
Joel
Apparently.
McHale not invited back this year.
Probably not.
Okay.
And if he was,
Thank
then
God.
Rip in peace. But
I
yeah.
like Joel McHale, but man, I watched that cringe reel and it was just bad.
Oh man,
Well, anyway, next on the list.
what is next on the list?
Speaking
Dan?
of cringing really bad, Gabe and Knives. So Jordan,
Gabe and Knives.
yesterday. Well, first off, Alex. Yesterday, what happened with you?
Hey, Lamau. I did an unboxing, and I actually had a twist to mine. I had like these terrible
Birdie Bots.
birdie bots.
I think we actually have a case of
Oh.
that for a hub
No,
video
we
as
have,
well.
we have something
God.
similar, but a little
Okay.
different.
Okay,
But don't spoil that, Dan.
Kevin, want to take that over?
Yeah, what they're
Going
trying
to
not
the
to
spoiler
spoil.
department.
So, continue.
Birdie Bots every
So you had
flavor
the-
beans from
Oh,
Harry
okay.
Potter.
It was like I didn't realize how bad they were.
Did you get
bad.
bogey in there?
They're pretty
Some
bad.
bogey, some boogers.
Well,
Dirt,
I mean, the
like-
vomit one was
Oh.
like, cause when I ate the first one, I was like, cause I thought these could probably be bad, but the vomit one, like I started eating into it, and I'm like, oh my god, like it builds up until you actually feel like there's just vomit in your mouth, and so I spit it
Stomach
out,
bile, like.
and the next one I got was vomit again. So that was
Two
it
vomits.
just was like a bad stuff. But during this unboxing, I actually said like something like, if I get a knife, I don't have to eat 2 of them, and like 2 boxes later, I got a knife. I had that part out because I didn't actually like not eat 2 of them. I totally forgot what I had said about not eating 2 of them, and just kept eating them. So that was like my fault. That's why I was just like, I'm gonna get called out for. I'm just gonna edit that part out. But I didn't think I would get a knife in that one. But Huntsman knives are really cool. Got a knife. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was telling Dan that behind the butterfly knife, Huntsman knife is like my next favorite.
Huntsman
Sure.
knife. It's pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. The default one looks cool.
Well, anyway,
And I heard.
Yeah.
down-
Yesterday,
yeah.
I've been interested in doing. I've kept joking about it recently. I'm like, I should do an unboxing thing. It'd be really cool
all a
if
big
I
joke to you.
If I had Jordan on there, and the best scenario would be if I got a knife while Jordan was on there. So yesterday,
James has tried it too.
Yeah.
like his he has the same mindset. Like
Yeah.
he just wanted to get me
Yeah.
in the room when he gets something good.
Yeah. So I bit the bullet and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Jordan, can you come over here, help me buy cases, because I don't know how the hell to do that. And
So poor Jordan had to buy them all. And
no. So I added my own funds to it and bought some cases. I think about 16 cases or something like that.
I calculated 18 cases.
18
because
cases.
you wanted to do like $50.
Yeah. So Jordan and I sat down. First, right off the bat, what did I get, Jordan?
You got a stat track, water elemental, Glock.
Worth $26 on the market.
what color is that? What color is that?
It was like pink
It's a
and
pink.
pink
It's
and
a pink,
bluish.
yeah.
Yeah, nice
Was it
pink.
factory new?
And it actually is pink as
It
well.
was stat
Wait,
track.
you get a stat
Condition,
track
though?
factory new water elemental?
I think it was field tested.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
Those
factory.
usually go for a good amount.
Yeah, it was worth
It's a
26
starter,
bucks.
like I said, it was a starter weapon.
Yeah.
It's
pretty nice.
pink
Worth
and it's
26
stat
bucks.
track.
That was half my investment. I would have been happy with just getting that and the rest crap. Because Jordan's reaction at the beginning was just like,
Oh,
that-
come on!
I started off with that.
His oh come on thing.
So we go a few more down. I get on what Jordan would call a blue streak, and
Something I'm very used to.
and he was really happy about that. And then he was like, Dan, could you just edit out the part where you get that stat track, whatever, at the beginning? And I was like, oh, I'd have to edit the entire video. And then I was joking, and then he was like, come on, Blue, and I'm like, come on, knife, and just this gold. This nice gold.
I see the gold butterfly knife. My thought process was, I'm going to give Dan the breakout cases because the knife I covet the most is the butterfly knife.
You did tell me
if
I like the breakout
in any way he
cases.
got one, I would be even more upset than usual. And sure enough, it just rolled. I'd never seen that in person in my life. Watching that gold flow right into the thing.
Oh, perfectly.
And I'd also told Dan before, so he knew that they don't have a scenario where a knife goes by or stops. They don't have that. So as soon as he saw it, he knew as well.
I was like,
sure,
oh my God.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen knives go by.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real ones?
Yes.
They go by. It's just really rare to even get it
That
at
would
all.
be
It's just a pop-up yellow. And
I've seen that. No, I'm talking about one that would just
where it just goes by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't. That'd be.
I don't think that's ever existed.
I don't know. I think I may have seen one where it was right up to it, but I don't know. I can't say for sure. But it is pretty troll. Just seeing the gold is troll because the red is very rare that you see a red in your reel.
And
So
you're like,
just seeing a gold in your reel is like, oh, okay.
Pretty sure I had a red go by in one of the ones as well. Pretty sure. It was.
I think it was just one of the P90 Asimovs.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything crazy, but
anyway. So yeah, Jordan freaks out, and I was just so happy.
And
with
then I
myself.
walk back over and I look at it, and it's a butterfly knife slaughter pattern.
Factory new.
Then I go back over after screaming.
Yeah, he
some
does.
more.
He does go back in the corner and then comes
And
back.
I come back, and he's like, factory new! And I go back, do some more screaming. Come back over and look at it. Kevin comes in
That's
later,
when I came
and
in.
he sees, is that an angel pattern on there?
That was after we were done with the video.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, it was an angel
So,
pattern on
the angel pattern, which has
slaughter.
and if you think about it, the butterfly knife has the smallest, besides the flip knife, I think has the smallest space to fit an angel on it, and it's
No, the flip knife has a good bit of area on it,
yeah.
but
Butterfly knife has barely
Yeah.
anything, and it just squeezed right in the middle of it.
I am so happy that I was the one that actually got that to happen, and that you clicked on the knife. You're the one who clicked for that one.
that's luck right there.
That is luck.
That might be divine intervention.
I was so
Honestly,
happy.
You should just retire at that point.
I'm not going
He's
to do
not doing
anymore.
another
I
one
mean,
ever.
Because at this point, you've
what's the
gotten
point?
literally one of the best knives
Yeah.
you could get. One of
Yeah.
the
what
most
am I
expensive
going for
knives.
after that?
Yeah, you
there's no
retire your
point.
career in CS:GO.
And you know
One
what?
and done.
You know what's going to happen?
Pretty much.
You guys, I'll be from the knife club across the table there, whereas me and Seamus have not.
The knife. Kevin also has
Knife
gotten.
Whereas
You
if
said it
Seamus,
wasn't your first unboxing, but that
It was the
your
first recorded unboxing. Yeah.
My defense.
First-
that was my
First-
first recorded unboxing too. I had done it on the hub.
I haven't
before,
tried
on my
very
account.
much. I mean,
They
just
were-
opened some boxes
There
on
were
stream.
two
Yeah.
$100 case openings, and the first one, the footage got completely wrecked, and I don't know what happened to it. But
Your first one would have been terrible.
Yeah, the
Remember
first
that?
one
yeah,
was
there
awful.
was me and Alex got up to get pizza at one point. And
What? You guys left them?
you guys
Yeah,
left me to
it
go
was
get
just really
pizza.
bad. I felt bad.
It was pretty bad.
It's like watching your team down by 40 points. before the half.
And you're on the
It's
bench. You're just like, give it up. Just throw it. We're done. We're out. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm gonna go get some
it's
pizza.
like my two teammates AFK'd, got pizza.
And yeah, for
Came
those
back.
who are asking, the knife that Dan got is probably something he could probably sell for around $600 or more, depending.
Yeah.
Like whatever people are willing to pay for it is what he could get. He could easily get, the market cap is at 400 on the Steam market, so you can't put
However,
above that.
The lounge cap.
The
There is
lounge,
no cap.
There is no
You can,
cap.
you can just list it for whatever you want. That's
Yep.
factory new. There aren't.
There was a
any of
comment
those.
on my video that said, "Yeah, I could do." They were like,
Yep.
"Dan, it's not even listed on the marketplace. You can set the price."
Holy shit. God damn.
That's when
That's
you
how
guys-
rare it is. That's how rare
Damn.
it is. And add to that, it has an even rarer pattern selection too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people go off that too. Like, you can have like a gun that's worth a certain set price, but then it can skyrocket if there's a certain
Like
time
my
Like the
grinders.
Yeah.
right?
Because I have the
So-
grinder that it's usually almost all white on the pattern, and then I got two of them that were all black and have just little
I
speckles
thought you had
on
three.
them. I do have three. One has the third
one
one
has
has a little bit of
on,
white on
like, the
it.
offside.
Yeah, a little bit more than the other ones.
Yeah.
But I got three of them, and they're I don't know, $50 each or something like that. Pretty good. They're probably less now that the case has been out for a while, but even
There's
then,
only two
It's
things-
kind of cool how it works.
There's only two things that could get better than that knife you got,
Whew.
and that's if it was stat track and if it was a fade.
I don't know what any of this means, but
So let me
I
ask
know
you.
the stat
My
track.
heart's-
I've seen
I
a
know
bunch
that.
of people saying that when I do get a knife, because
When?
I will
I mean,
eventually. I guess unless I lose my sanity.
if and when,
But
which has already happened.
I'm going to get a battle-scarred safari mesh flip knife, the worst looking knife, or boreal forest.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to get something that just looks horrible, and I'm going to be so upset.
Mine's pretty badass.
Either that, or
I want you to
I'm
get
going
a
to
gut
get
knife.
a fade stat track butterfly knife factory new, or
Why
Karamba.
would you think you would
why
even
would
have a chance?
Why?
Alex,
Do you even open?
He had a pretty good job. I mean, he got one of the best knives on my thing.
He's getting
Like,
mad.
Yeah, on your thing though.
I mean, but he got it.
You
Like,
should
he
actually,
clicked
if you
it.
sold that, you could have like so much Steam credits. You'd be all set for games. For
I
next
know. I
year.
wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have to
Next
buy
year and a
games
half,
anymore.
you'd have,
Yeah,
like games like up the wing.
Yeah.
up the wing.
Because you just selling that would be like more than like double more than what we put into boxes alone just to get what we got. You know. What I mean?
not me.
Yeah, Jordan's
Well,
put
maybe
a
not
lot,
Jordan.
probably a lot
Jordan's
more.
probably, yeah.
He's on part like
I
30
was
something.
talking to Alex the other
Gabe
day.
Depp right
I was
now.
talking to Alex the
His
other
Steam
day.
wallet shows negatives.
I was talking to Mr. Alexander, and he was talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I've opened like almost 300 cases to get my two knives," and I was like, "Alex, I've opened almost 600. I've opened almost 600 cases.
How many cases do you get per like video?
Huh?
How many cases?
Currently, a dozen. He's doing
Yeah,
12 per
the
day.
daily doesn't.
Your
Like
normals.
usually when I do it, like 35 to 40.
Okay, I usually do 30 per video, and
Yeah.
I've done one where it was like 50.
Yeah.
So like I've done like 15 or so. That's around, 400 probably, 300 to 400 boxes. So you've done over 600 boxes at this point.
Almost 600. I looked at someone actually brought up they wrote up an Excel sheet on my boxes, so they went
Excel
through,
sheet.
they went through
There's an Excel
everything,
sheet.
every single thing I've gotten before, and it's pretty horrendous because they went through and every single weapon I've gotten. All my trade ups, the only good stuff I've gotten, I've been trade ups. I'm pretty lucky on trade ups because I got my factory new Cyrex and minimal wear Vulcan on trade ups.
The thing with that is that they have to give you something good on a trade.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only reason.
No, I know.
Like,
But yeah,
I wouldn't put it past them for you to do a trade up for
well,
like
I
a
did
red
do a
or
trade
ivy or blue.
up. I did a trade up for a red that was $70 worth of pinks, and I got the $5 CZ
yeah.
Victoria.
I was there for
were
that.
there
Oh my
for that one.
goodness.
Oh,
It was
man.
like, I was like, oh, that's probably like $8 or something,
I
and
was
then
like
it
looking
turns
at
out to be
boxes
like $5.
too because I wanted to see like which like reds I haven't like gotten chance at yet, and
Yeah.
I just like saw the Victoria box. I was like, I would never buy this case. It's fucking stupid Victoria. And then I realized that Jordan, his luck is so good that he literally gets
And
the
you want to
worst
know?
red.
You
on
want to
box
know?
that you
I think
get.
there is only one weapon from that series in
Yes.
that trade up.
Yes.
Only one.
Yes.
Yep.
That's pretty
Gaben
good.
does not shine on you.
Gaben does not.
Can
shine
we
on me.
get a look at the
Let's see
picture
it.
again,
just
Alex?
Let him
Just
see that. Oh.
for those who are tuning in late. I mean, that's a
Look at that.
I said I was going to tweet out that people can use it as a background after the stream
Yeah, that'll be
because
great.
you can't really tell.
You know what's really makes
Jordan
me
and
upset
Gaben.
is that people tweet me
Thank you,
every
Alex.
single day. Every single day.
Pictures.
With pictures of knives and Sat Track Cyrexes because they're like, oh, Jordan, you inspired me to buy 2 cases and I got a Stat Track Fade, what's it called? Bayonet. And I'm like,
Somebody in the
at-
chat just said I just unboxed the pepperoni ripperino. Ripperoni?
Ripperoni?
Ripperoni.
Ripperoni.
That'll
Oh, okay.
that'll be next after the new year. I'll do a quest for the dragon lore.
Oh
Jordan.
no, Jordan.
Don't even Jordan.
Jordan, that's Jordan.
You have better luck trying to get your butterfly
There aren't
fade
even that
stat
many
track.
cobblestone cases left.
Plus, they're like $40 each.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're
Oh
gonna
yeah, that's the
unbox-
ones Crow was
Yes.
opening.
You're
Ooh.
gonna do one every
One every year.
yeah.
It'll be an
You might do
investment.
two a day or something, and just like
one cobble. I'll just have to buy up all the
those.
cobblestones.
The cobblestone cases I've bought before are real shit. Like they had like
Yeah.
light blue.
Aren't they
tier.
always souvenir though?
Yeah, they are always
Yeah,
souvenir.
souvenirs. No, they're not always
But the
souvenirs.
well, I mean, the souvenir cobblestone ones are souvenir.
Oh yeah.
But
Like I think the luckiest and the only time I've ever gotten any. Like I said, the trade ups have been pretty good for me. But when I first was playing Counter Strike and I was trying to get my rank, I played a bunch of games. On my 10th win, I completed a challenge at the same time on the Operation Breakout stuff or our mission, sorry, and it dropped me my factory new knight, which was at the time like a $50 gun and has since rocketed to about $150.
Rocketed.
You sell that by about 4 cobblestone cases.
I could sell all my items and buy a bunch of cobblestone cases.
Yeah, you could.
Dragon lore.
You could be left with a lot of bullshit. Or you
Yeah,
could get,
like-
you know, whatever.
Seamus, that's the kind of like attitude that gets you nowhere in life.
Oh, you mean the
Like you get those
pessimistic
cases. You get
Much
those
like my own
cases from
attitude.
just watching the games. So I got 2 from just random drops, but when I opened them, I got 3, and then I sold 1 because I opened the first 2 and I got complete shit. I got
Like, fuck this. Sell it.
I got 2 metallic patterns. I got a Swag 7, which was
Swag
metallic,
seven. Oh, that sounds
with
great.
like scratched up sticker on it.
Oh,
Ew.
a nice scratch up
And
sticker.
it wasn't even like a good sticker. It was like messed up already. And then I got a P250 metallic that looks exactly like the digital distortion pattern one.
Okay.
But
Oh man.
it's not even metallic in game because I have
telling you,
sensitivity.
one
I
day.
have sensitivity. My fucking
One day.
settings over
Holy
there.
shit, what the fuck?
I was just trying to make it so it wouldn't go back, and then it went back.
So that's knives.
That was a really long time on knives.
You know,
It's a big controversial topic.
Apparently.
It is. It really is.
I'm
it
gonna
made
have to
me
get a
so
knife
happy.
one day.
It made me so
Oh,
happy.
man.
You,
I'm gonna have to
you
call
get
Jordan
one.
into my
Before
office.
Huh?
Before
Yeah,
Jordan,
I
you get
should.
one.
Yep. Everybody in the office can get one. Did James get one? yet?
Jordan did get
no,
one. It was just on my account.
Jordan needs
And
it on
in my
his
video.
account.
Honestly, you should just like buy the knife and just be like,
Hey, I got
yeah, just be
it!
like, hey.
I did some unboxing off screen.
Alan.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
haven't
I'm
you said
saying,
before you won't like you
I
gift
won't.
it because people try to gift you the
I won't.
knives, right?
They're trying to give him to him
Yeah.
so he feels better.
I won't take.
That sucks.
I mean, the original Ripperoni
Buying
and
a
Pepperino.
knife. I'm not going to buy a knife.
That's just
I'm
a waste of
going
money.
to roll a knife.
He's gonna roll a knife eventually.
There's no satisfaction in buying a knife.
If you buy a
kind of
knife, you're left
satisfaction
with.
is there?
I spent so much money on this knife.
And people are like, "Well, you probably bought it, you scrub."
You have to have video
Well, they
documentation.
do that anyway.
No,
But if you have video
can link it
documentation.
to them, yeah, like Seamus said, you can be like, "Oh no,
True.
scrubs, look,
Look at my
this."
amazing video. Done.
Exactly,
Yes,
That's a
exactly.
view right there.
It's the
So
button
that's
where you
a-
send them
that's
the
one
video.
view.
And
That
if
is
you're
a
playing for a long time, you might be able to get about 15 views out of that for all the people that ask you. Imagine that.
15
That's
lifetime
like-
views.
A penny maybe. You might get a penny for that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there goes people going to buy some cases. They're probably going to roll about 5 knives in this. Anyway,
Speaking of Steam,
Ooh,
Speaking of
that's right.
Gaiden,
No, he already. I guess.
did we already do that? What's that?
so anyway, since these guys can't get a topic,
What?
Speaking
He
of-
did it,
Get
and
a
then he
stu-
tried to steal his thunder. I'm calling him out on that.
No, you said Steam. I said Gaiden. It's
He
okay.
pretty much
They're
took
one
his
and the
thing and
same.
changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
but so Steam actually just launched a brand new feature, a beta feature that they're working on right now.
I love
called
Steam's betas.
Steam Streaming.
Ooh,
A way
I have not
that-
heard about this until I
You
got
haven't.
there.
Well, they actually
Is it called steaming?
Steaming.
I'm steaming right now, guys. I'm a
steaming
live
right
steamer.
now. Everybody come watch me steam.
It sounds like that should be a clever thing to call it, but it would just be terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing you can
Live
really
steam.
like. I'm gonna be a live steamer, and it just sounds like
Yeah.
a sex position gone horribly wrong. He's live steaming in the back over there. Don't bother him too much. It's just Steam streaming.
So they set up. I haven't tried it, but I looked at some of the settings and stuff. It's like super simple. You like go into your settings, just like okay, resolution, bit rate, and like whatever, and you can choose to have the chat on your video on the encode.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So it does like a transparent chat that pops up on wherever you choose it on the thing. So and
not
then
too bad.
I assume there's like a hotkey you press in game and it starts it up, and then you can choose to
Where does it stream
broadcast
to?
your mic, your Steam profile. Your Steam profile is now equipped with a stream page,
That's
as
Can I
well
make
as
a-
the
weird.
the Steam stream page, the steaming page.
Can I make
Steaming
Steam
page.
chat come up over my crosshair? I just use their
I don't
like
know. Maybe
use their words to guide my aim.
How would that help?
Kevin.
Just disable my crosshair and
Like
then just
Twitch
have.
plays Counter Strike.
Yeah, Twitch plays Counter Strike.
Fire! I saw fire. Left.
It's like 3 minute, a 3 minute delay. Just like
The
Some guy
entire
in the
time you'd
spawn.
be over in the corner in the
Yeah.
spawn, like Shane said, just shooting at a wall the entire time. They
Cool.
get
You'd
headshot.
have like stats. You'd be like, how many kills, how many like deaths, like
Can you
how many
imagine
actual hits.
the hype that would happen if you ever got a kill?
Oh my god.
Like,
that
that'd
person
be-
would get shot on. Like they just got killed
Yeah.
by like 100 people guiding. this,
They
like,
did.
from
Up,
a
down, up,
remote
down,
server.
up, right, right.
Left
Oh
mouse
my God.
button, left mouse button, right mouse
Right,
button.
right.
Crouch, crouch.
Control, shift.
It's just like
It'd be against like normal bots or something, and just have a constant
They have to train on
session.
bots. Yeah.
Have they done like Twitch Plays the Impossible game or something like that?
I'm sure they
That'd be
have.
possible.
Why is there a Mountain Dew sitting over there?
That's an empty can.
Okay, just making sure it's not going
I
to
had
spill
I
on the
just
remember
couch.
found
that-
the trash aside somewhere. but I
That
don't
one
know.
route in Pokemon that took like 14
yeah, the
hours
one
to
where
go
it's like
straight.
it was
I
it was like
and
the
if
ledge.
one person said down,
Yep.
it would drop.
They got stuck there for forever.
Oh yeah, and they finally got
They
by.
had to go
Somehow they
all
did
the
it.
way over, up, and then all the way over without hopping back down.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh man, yeah. So anyway, Steam streaming, a new addition. You know,
Interesting.
Steam takes on just about every different.
Does it look good?
I haven't really watched too much of it. I went on there the other day with James, and the first and highest viewed person was streaming Guardians of the Galaxy.
The
What?
movie?
Yeah.
I
Nice.
saw somebody stream porn on it.
I don't know.
I think they might have to put some limitations.
some
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
moderation on there
You can
because
just stream Guardians of the Galaxy and porn. I don't think that's what they intended. Well,
What if it was Guardians of the Galaxy porn?
That's a
Rocket
great way to
Raccoon.
get people to start
Double
steaming.
penetration.
All right, Dan.
I'm trying to think of a title for that
bad.
movie. I'm trying to think of a title for that movie.
Guardians of a gal's ass. E.
Rated E.
It's hard to make titles for them sometimes. I'm trying to think, but I can't get it. I just can't think of a good pun.
Nothing rhymes with.
Yeah, like
Nothing like.
Guardians is kind of a
Obscene
hard.
rhymes with it.
Yeah, like Galaxy.
I can only think like I think like fallacy.
Yeah, there you go. Guardians of the Fallacy. I guess. I
Guardians
don't know.
of the Fallacy.
The fallacy. It's about to be taken.
No. We
must go
anyway, let's get out of here. So Steam always leads us to the best
Yes.
conversations.
Red
So
Rocket Raccoon.
Red Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. Groot can just be a giant dick. Yeah, Groot can just be a giant dick instead of a giant like tree thing. Just be a giant dick walking around. His legs would be the ball sack. Can you picture that? Can you picture that right there, Kevin?
So anyway, some movie trailers came out.
Ooh, Guardians of the Fallacy.
Why?
He can't escape it. All right, I guess I'll
What
stop.
trailers? Dan, our movie guy, let me give a rundown on Jurassic World, Star Wars,
Star Wars.
and Terminator.
Star Wars.
I've seen all three of them, Jordan.
I only saw the first two.
You didn't see Terminator?
No. I don't even think I've watched the Terminator movie all the way through.
Hey, Terminator 2 is good.
What made you stop?
Oh, it's a reboot, and it's called Terminator Genesis, and it still has Arnold in it.
Oh!
Okay, so what they're
Oh
doing
my
is they're
God.
doing a
Arnold's
Star Trek.
back.
They're doing a Star Trek reboot of it, where it still takes place in the actual mythology, but they're changing it. So
man.
it's pretty interesting.
I really
Well,
need to see it.
anyway, well, I guess we'll start off with that one. So Terminator Salvation. Or
Genesis.
Salvation, Genesis. Salvation was the last one with Christian Bale. This has not Michael Joy.
Arnold did say he would be
Jai
back.
Courtney, or Jay Courtney. I don't know which it is. I think it's Jai. The guy from I, Frankenstein, who was the.
That movie was amazing.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy who was like, "The gods will surely damn you." That guy. It was the underling asshole guy of the Angel Lady. Absolutely. Anyway, the son from Live Free or Die Hard or A Good Day to Die Hard or whatever. The son. Him.
Oh, the guy from Divergent.
Yes. He was actually cast in something else recently that I can't. Oh yeah, the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I saw him on there too, and I was like, "Hey, that's the guy."
It's the guy from Joy Hard.
So he's playing Kyle Reese, the guy who goes back and dinkles Sarah Connor to create John Connor, even though John Connor sent him back to go save his mom. So John Connor wouldn't exist if it weren't for him going back in time to fuck his mom.
Thank God he did that.
It's a time paradox thing that doesn't quite make sense, but kind of does.
Sense.
If he didn't,
How would he exist
if John
to
Connor
send someone back in
didn't send
time
him
to
back,
create himself?
it's the twist of the movie. It's like, I'm his father. Anyway, so
just spoiled it now.
In this movie, John Connor sends him back, and it turns out that a Arnold robot from the future was sent back even further in time and raised Sarah Connor.
There's a time wars
And so
going on
now
here.
she's a badass, and she's going to save Kyle Reese. And there's for some reason, you remember the Liquid Terminator in the second one?
I love that one. I love that one.
Who was
I love
played
that
by
guy.
Robert Patrick? Well, he's
Yeah.
now an Asian guy.
What?
And is in this, in technically the first one, timeline-wise.
Why is he an Asian guy?
And Arnold's old because he's an old Terminator, because Terminator's age. But the young Terminator, Arnold, is also going back in time to kill Sarah Connor. And it's just, man.
So we have 73 Terminators traveling back in time at the same time.
At the same time, paradox.
There is a stupid "I'll be back" moment in that trailer where he's in a helicopter and he's like, "I'll be back," and he jumps out and like fucking flies down and blows up another helicopter or something like that.
And then he zooms back up.
I hope,
told you I'd be back.
he turns to the camera. I'll be back.
He did. I mean, he
And
did.
does like a 10-second smile and then does it like.
Oh my
They're
god.
pretty much
jump, Arnie?
in the third Rise of the Machines. He pretty much does that at one point. He's like, "I'm back."
He's like, I'm in
Hey,
the
I'm
chopper now because I got to it.
They have
But-
two
I took
different.
down the chopper this time.
different movies. They have two different quotes and throwbacks, at least from the original movies. They have the "Come with me if you want to live," but Sarah Connor says it, so there's
Go
like,
fuck yourself.
That should be the tagline. Go fuck yourself.
recurring catchphrases like that. I bet they'll have the what's it called? "Hasta la vista, baby." Something like
Probably.
that.
I need all catchphrases ever, and that's gonna be his final movie.
No, he's doing another Conan movie.
Is he gonna do
The
another
Legend of Conan.
Kindergarten
Legend
Cop
of Conan.
2?
It's
not cancer.
Also, what
It's
is
not Ebola, it's
something
not.
something they're trying to do is a sequel to Twins with him and Danny DeVito, but it'd be called Triplets, and it's him, Danny DeVito, and Eddie Murphy.
Oh my, what?
Wait, what?
What? Hang on, what?
Aren't either of them like from the same race at all?
I don't. That's I think
Eddie
more so
Murphy
rumor than
talks to
anything.
animals in this one.
Yeah,
Dr. Doolittle's like.
And the catch is Danny DeVito's a penguin, so he's the only one that can communicate to him.
oh,
He's
that's pretty
Mr.
good.
Popper's penguins. Then Jim,
And then
Jim
Arnold's
Carrey
Mr.
comes
Freeze.
in.
Poppers, yes, and
then-
Mr.
So
Freeze.
everyone from Batman
Eddie
featuring
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
I found him in the North Pole.
Feeling left out, he goes back in time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
raise the penguin and learn his.
And that's how Eddie Murphy is his triplet.
Oh my god!
And then when they send him back in time, he'll go, "I'll be back," and then they'll send him, and then it's great. Look at that. It's
Wow.
Man, I can't wait till Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. Anyway,
That's gonna be a good one. Let's see that in theaters.
So that fallacy. Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Episode 7. The trailer came out, and
Now,
what?
being
You seem really happy suddenly.
an expert Star Wars enthusiast,
Jordan is a pretty big Star Wars enthusiast.
He even had blue milk.
there was
Your
a
name
lot.
Kutra is also from Star Wars. So
Yes, it did actually have its
What?
origins around the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
Did it?
If you did not know
I
that,
never-
I don't know why
I never knew
Seamus
that.
doesn't know because I've said it about a million times.
Yeah,
on
I know,
Creature
that's
Talk
how
That's
I
and
been one of
other
the things I've
things.
forgotten.
Yeah, he tunes me out a lot.
My left
his
ear.
was from Halo. It's
Oh,
okay.
it's
Shame
from
on
Halo.
Halo.
buddy.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It's okay.
Everyone thought it was
buddy.
from Star Wars too, though, because there's a guy named like SSOA. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like people kept
Close.
sending me the Star Wars wiki to
Shosh?
that guy. No, it was like literally SSOH. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's something like that.
So,
I got that wiki sent to me every week.
anyway,
So-
as being an expert, probably the most expert among the creatures at Star Wars,
Definitely better than me.
I did a little analysis of the trailer.
Broke it down.
I broke it down.
You should have done it on your channel. Oh, what
So
did
he had
you
a
used to do a
breakdown.
character who broke down trailers? or
Yeah,
not?
some
Yeah,
kind
you're
of.
like Modern Warfare trailers.
I did
the chicken.
What was his
Oh,
name?
I've completely forgotten about that until now.
I can't even remember his name.
Elite
Snipes Assassin
yeah,
XXX or something like
yeah.
that.
Oh god.
It had a name. I can't.
Yeah, I
remember
can't remember. I'd break down Modern
That sounds
Warfare
familiar.
stuff. But
that. You should still be doing that anyway. Continue.
there's too many of them.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. So I broke down the trailer.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, there's a lot of controversy over a certain scene in that trailer
Yeah.
where the supposed Sith character a character draped in black, walking, stumbling even, through a snowy environment. Couldn't have been Hoth, though. Hoth doesn't have anything to sustain population of trees. So it could have been Hoth, could have been any other planet in the galaxy. He walks out and boots up his lightsaber. This lightsaber.
It starts off normal.
Starts off very normal. You know, the classic. There's a, I being a master of Star Wars mythology, caught the fact that he was very influenced by Sith for two reasons. One being that the crystal was red.
Yeah.
And then the focus crystal.
That's pretty good that you came up with that.
I know, that's pretty good. No, this
Sith
is
with a red lightsaber.
He started with the focus crystal.
So that's the color crystal. The focus crystal, however, resembles a synthetic Sith crystal that they manufactured. They are an unstable crystal that creates that really unstable beam that's kind of like, flickering. It's got arcs of sporadic
Did Darth Vader
energy.
have that in one of the movies?
I don't think so.
I thought he had a flickering
I don't think
one.
they really had the...
Or was that just the special effects
They
at the
didn't really have
time?
the special effects to really capture it.
It was a little flickery.
Yeah. But this one, you can actually see it's really unstable and kind of like flowing everywhere and giving little arcs of energy everywhere, which would very much, show that it is a Sith crystal that they
Meanwhile,
synthesized.
this isn't what it meant. The special effects guy was just I want to make it flicker a little bit.
I mean, if he did, then they have no idea what they're doing making this
joking,
movie.
I'm joking.
But anyway, so that obviously showed that he was very Sith or of a Sith origin.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that happened is what really raised a lot of eyebrows.
Can't wait to hear this.
Really raised a lot of eyebrows.
I wonder what happened next.
I wonder.
There were
Find out after this commercial break.
There
All
were
right.
2 beams that came out on the handle,
The hilt.
the hilt. I was going to use the proper terminology,
Sith
but you
handle.
interrupted me.
Dan.
I was saying the handle, otherwise known as the hilt. A cross guard of sorts popped
Yeah.
out, and most people were
Like the
upset.
Knights of Old.
I guess you could say that, but yeah, whatever.
Like in Lord of the Rings.
The basic principle behind this is most people in Star Wars do get their hands chopped off or their arms chopped off a lot. If you think about it,
it happens a lot.
The other guy that got his hand chopped off.
Yeah, that guy.
A lot
Vader.
of people get
Darth
their
Vader
hand,
got his hand cut
Luke
off.
got his hand cut off. Like just all sorts of people getting their hands cut off. So why not produce a lightsaber that allows you one last line of defense against getting your hand cut off? Because you care about your appendages and don't want to end up like a Darth Vader freak. Anyway, those beams came out slightly after and really enraged a lot of people because, one, they weren't exactly connected directly to prevent a lightsaber from sliding down and cutting off the part of the lightsaber.
Yeah, if you lost grip.
Most people don't understand the fact that you can make a lightsaber out of... There are plenty of materials in the Star Wars universe that prevent lightsabers from going through them. I don't know if you guys knew about this. Did you know about that,
Two
Alex?
types of different metals that are known.
There's actually more than that.
Well, how many are there then?
There's 4. Yep.
So double what you said.
Double what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double what you said.
Four
There's
types.
What
4
was the
types.
basis of your 2?
Books. Just from what I know that there's
From reading?
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a couple materials you can make it off of, but it's still not like they could still be connected. You could still connect them to the main original saber that's coming out from the handle with using 2 more crystals. So even though there's materials that can stop the actual lightsaber from cutting through, there's still a possibility they could just be connected all the way throughout. So even if the material is not strong enough, it could still prevent somebody from cutting your hand off.
So you're saying that the crystals
There's
continue
still that
under...
possibility that he could have used
underneath
more crystals because
metal.
the Sith made his own sword.
Yes,
so.
he obviously fashioned this like most Sith and lightsaber enthusiasts and Jedi do. They fashion their own. So even then, the blade still would have been retaining the light portion of the lightsaber, so when it would slice through, it would stop it from going any farther. That's what you're saying, correct? That's what you're
He's
saying,
just going,
correct?
I'm just saying that I feel like there's that possibility.
Yeah.
But yes.
Either way,
There are
it's a
materials.
practical design.
We don't know. It was like a 3-second scene. Who knows what J.J. Abrams has in mind for that shit.
Yeah. You
For
never
all we
know.
know, there's different types of crystals, and now it's going to be
There-
about collecting 9
There
crystals
are
to
a bunch
make
of different
wish,
type of crystals.
to make a wish for the dragon to come out and you make a wish and bring Goku back to life.
Purunga.
Who knows what could happen?
There's all sorts of things that they could cross over.
Star Wars,
and
Dragon Ball
then
Z
the
mashup.
Enterprise comes in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know,
And Star Trek one.
It's
too.
actually really funny how people analyze the trailers. So
Yeah, well,
you
it
can just
was
watch
way
the trailer,
too
be like, damn, that was
overanalyzed.
cool. You could be like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense.
143 things that didn't make sense in this
Is that
trailer.
R2D2? Because I don't know. It could be
I
another.
think, and they're like, where's their
parabolic.
R2 unit? So in all seriousness, I liked it. It was like
I think primarily a lot of the internet really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it was a teaser. Obviously, it just had a few random shots, gave away barely anything,
Yeah.
and just kind of showed off what it's
Gave
gonna
you a
be like.
taste.
Give you a taste, which is what a trailer's supposed to be. And
For
I
a
thought it was
teaser,
really
yeah.
cool. And I like the days back in the day when you saw a cool shot like that lightsaber shot, and
Yeah.
you would be, "Wow, that's cool," instead of. Wait a second
That
right
doesn't
now.
make any
Wait a
practical
second
sense.
right now.
I didn't think practically about it. Like, when I watched it, I was like, ooh. But then, like, the internet, I went on Twitter and everyone was like, dude, lightsaber. And there was a bunch of different Photoshops of it and stuff like that. There was one that had, like, it all the way
They're
up the
funny.
beam. It's like-
They are pretty
Yeah.
funny. I like what like people do with it. Like the one where it's like it was a Christmas tree, so it like branched off and it had like little lights on it when you hit it. It was pretty cool.
Somebody
But
mentioned like the only one that I saw that was kind of like meh, kind of right is the fact that it juts out. Like what stops it from you like cutting into yourself? if
Yeah,
you're,
like-
trying to
Well,
If you swing your wrist
yeah,
the wrong way,
the
you
one
just, like,
thing,
cut off
the
your
one
hand.
thing that like everyone's
if
like,
you do
oh, it's
this,
super.
it could just go into your shoulder.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it's super dangerous and stuff, but the main point of lightsabers is they're super dangerous, and only Jedi and Sith can wield them because they have that fifth, sixth,
Coordination.
seventh
You know what
sense.
would be really
Yeah.
good is if they had this like some terrible Jedi, and even if he had that, he was just wearing all like body armor, so he just hits himself. and just gives
It's
a
like
shit.
20 things, he like starts sparking.
Wasn't there one that had like a similar like hilt design, but instead of it being 90, it was like facing this way, or you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think if I've seen a few similar lightsabers that they've like shown from different like comics and books and stuff that have just had it on like one side, and then like
Yeah.
I haven't seen any specific designs, but there's a lot of lightsabers out there, and most people don't realize how unique they can be. Like the whip lightsaber, how many people know about that?
I don't know
I
about
saw
it.
that once in something.
It's a lightsaber that this one girl, I can't remember if she's a Sith or not, but she fashioned this lightsaber and she didn't leave in, I think, the focusing crystal or something like that, and had a line of what's it called, the crystals. So she had about like 6 crystals in there. So the way the beam worked, it didn't retain its structure. So,
so
it was just
basically,
like
she just turned it on, and it's like
floppy
Flaccid
lightsaber.
saber. Then.
Yeah.
She had a
so
she
flaccid
just like
saber.
turned it on. She didn't know what would happen probably when
I
she
remember,
did it.
like,
It just like came out like Play-Doh out
It's
of
like
one
an
of those
elephant's
little
trunk.
crank machines.
I remember Count Dooku had the bent, like, lightsaber, like, hilt or handle
Yeah.
thing. That was weird.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was like an accident. Like he had like one day
He left it in
just
the
like
sun one day, and it just
Kind of melted a
warped
little
him,
bit.
like-
Well, I wonder how many people when Maul's like double saber came out or whatever.
Oh,
how many
yeah.
people were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
Beginning of it-
double saber.
beginning
Come
of a
on
new
now.
trilogy. You got to come up with a new
I
lightsaber.
got a new lightsaber design.
When I saw that, having like almost no knowledge of like Star Wars lore and all that, I just assumed like what Alex said, and it's just like you cut through the material, but the blade's like still.
It really
there.
depends on how it's structured, because if the crystals and stuff are in that little segment, then yeah, it could get it could get iffy. But that's where the like new metals come in. Or if he has the structure of the blade inside the main hilt, then there would be that thing where it'd cut through the metal and just hit the blade.
I hope Abrams like knew it. Like I hope he had some Star Wars fans
Yeah,
come in,
yeah.
like, what do you think of this? And they're like, hey, wait a minute, Abrams, wait a minute.
Oh,
You just cut right through it. And you're like, what if I told you that this
I bet
was
you
the,
anything.
special
I bet you
material?
anything there's going to be
They're
something
like-
in that movie where it either explains it or it shows it happen. Where it's like
He
it
cuts
hits
through it
it.
and he's like, oh, I can't cut through it. He's like, yeah, that's right. And he's gone.
And then apparently it was Andy Serkis voicing the trailer.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
just because it
It
sounded
like him.
exactly
Yeah,
like
it
Benedict
sounded
Cumberbatch.
really like him, but it was Andy Serkis, so Gollum, confirmed Sith.
for your family?
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, his voice was pretty cool.
And I only hope for Jar Jar to make his return.
I think that's what
I
everyone
can't
hopes
wait for
for.
Jar Jar.
I Can't wait
I think that's the next one. Jar Jar's Return.
He saw some.
JoJo.
Look at his own trilogy.
He had
JoJo
some cool
Brinks.
X-wing shots too.
X-wing
Like
shots?
the old school, like in your face.
Yeah.
Like, when they're trying to blow up the Death Star kind of shots. That's pretty nice.
Yep, that's
I'm pretty
that's
excited for it.
I am.
No
yeah,
lens
it's gonna be
flares
good.
to be seen.
That was quite shocking, to be honest. Maybe that's like his one defining thing
I'd-
between the two.
Maybe that's
I'd
what,
imagine
like,
that he
Lucas
would-
signed him off on. Like,
There's like a clause in the
He's like,
contract.
There was
no.
like in that there were
do
some
that shit for Star Trek. Don't do that shit for Star Wars.
there's some classic like Star Wars cinematography in there, but there was also I think some J.J. Abrams in there. No lens flares, and I hope he doesn't go nuts with lens flares. But like the shot where they show the Millennium Falcon and he comes in upside down and it like the camera slowly rotates, like that's J.J. Abrams did that with Star Trek where there were parts where it would come out of the bridge and it would show the Enterprise upside down, and like usually you don't do shots like that. So I think that's
JJ's a
kinda-
wacko.
Yeah, but apparently that was new John Williams score in the trailer.
That's
that was from the new movie. So
He gets out, he kind of hobbles up to the thing, like, okay, everyone get ready.
he's actually not that old. He's about Steven Spielberg's age,
Right.
so he's like 60, 70, something.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Yeah,
Oh boy, I'm excited for it.
and no George Lucas in sight, which is a very good sign.
Yeah, George Lucas.
He's like, all right, Phantom Menace 2. All right, are we just let me.
no. They're just like door
No,
closes
George,
on
you
him.
can go back. You can go back. Go to retirement. We gave you all this money, so you can just go.
You guys watched that like guy who did like the Menace review, and he just went like absolutely hard at it. Like
I
he
don't
was
think
so mad at it that he just like broke it down, and like his niche was like he was trying to, I guess, explain it to somebody that he had kidnapped or whatever. So he had like this person tied up in the basement. He was like, "This is what's wrong with Phantom Menace." I gotta find that video. It was
pretty
hilarious.
good.
I'm sure someone in the chat probably knows. I'll have to show it to you guys later. I just
And-
hope Abrams doesn't like fuck it up.
Yeah, I think that's the
I
general
think Star
consensus.
Trek was alright, but I don't know how well it did for the fans, so I can't really vouch for it.
Well, I mean,
Who
I'm
did
a,
the
I'm,
writing
a,
and
I'm a pretty
screenplay?
big Star Trek fan, huh?
Who did the writing and screenplay?
For Star Wars?
Yeah,
JJ and Larry Kasdan, the guy who wrote Empire Strikes Back.
that's good.
Guy who wrote and directed, I think, Empire Strikes Back.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
so.
think it's going to be very, very good.
But
We can only hope.
yeah, they worked together on it. And the last trailer, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, was Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt, who is in every movie now. I talked about this on Creature Talk like probably a year and a half ago or a year ago, where he was getting cast in these gigantic movies, and they had announced the casting for Jurassic World, and it was before he was even big. It was before Guardians of the Galaxy. It was before the Lego Movie, and he was cast with Jurassic
the
World.
inside LA talk. Like,
Yeah, it's like
he
he's
gets
doing all these big
popular-
projects. Well, I mean,
Let's
that's
get
how you do it.
popular beforehand.
That's how you do it. So it all happens at once. So
must have a pretty good agent
Yeah.
to get him into this. Like, yo,
It all
Chris,
needs. All you need is one. You just need to do good on one title that's big, and then
yeah, Lego
everyone's
movie
gonna be
popped
like,
off.
"Eh."
Guardians popped off, and I actually watched an interview with him
Was
yesterday.
like Jennifer Lawrence really popular before Hunger Games?
Yes, she had won an Oscar for Winter's Bone. It was like an independent movie, and then after that, she blew up with X-Men, Hunger Games. What else is she? She has another franchise. that she's doing movies with
She
what's his
did
name?
one with Leo, didn't she?
No. She did a couple movies with
Christian Bale.
David O. Russell Christian Bale. No,
Who was
it was Bradley Cooper. She did a couple movies, Silver Linings Playbook, and
What was the one where?
oh yeah, Christian Bale, yeah. No, it was
What do you know?
same director,
What do
David
you
O.
know?
Russell.
What do you know, Dan?
forgot.
I was
You know,
right for once, and you said I was wrong.
Christian Bale transforms himself. He was a fat, bald guy in that movie, so I had forgotten that he was even in that. American Hustle, David O. Russell's movie.
Yeah, American Hustle.
And she's been nominated and won, I think she's won twice. 2 Oscars, I think. But yeah, she kind of got big off that Oscar buzz originally. But yeah, so Jurassic World, saw the trailer for it. I like the idea of it being that the park is actually operating and going well when shit hits the fan. It's about we didn't really see a whole lot in the trailer outside of like this kind of water dinosaur that eats a shark.
The money
Water
shot.
dinosaur?
It was the money
Megalodon,
shot.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, it could be anything.
No, I'm pretty sure it is a megalodon.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
No,
Well, I think
Megalodon
Megalodon's like a
is a
giant
big,
shark.
big shark.
Yeah, something like that.
That thing's more something that's like Loch Ness monster style.
Oh yeah, that looks kind of like. But
I
anyway.
forgot what the name of it was. I think my 8th grade self probably would have been like.
Let me look it up.
Oh
really quick.
yeah. Back when Jurassic Park was huge and dinosaurs were really. I saw Lost World in theaters,
Jordan, what are you doing?
coincidentally, my uncle sat behind me
Jordan,
when we
please.
went and saw the Lost
Come
World.
on now. being destructive here for no reason.
Jesus, Jordan.
Wasn't like
He just really doesn't wanna
Jurassic
stand up.
Park or like 2 or 3 about that though? Like park gets out of control and
There was never
Yeah.
else
ends up in New York.
That was the second one. The second one was Lost World, where it was hunters were hired to go and get the dinosaurs and bring them back, and then there was a
Someone said
T-Rex in.
Mosasaur.
Mosasaur. So like a dinosaur
Crocodile.
Moses?
Mousasaur.
Mousasaur?
Well, he parts the seas to eat the sharks, so yeah. Leopolrodon sounds more like plesiosaur.
Leopolrodon.
Starts with a P. I know
Yeah.
that.
It's a giant,
giant shark.
Anyway,
Castosaur from, or however you pronounce it, from
These
Half-Life.
dinosaur fanatics are really getting upset at the trailer right now.
Yeah.
but
I wonder
Jordan's
if
looking it up.
any of the dinosaurs have like teeth that when they bite they
Mosasaur?
like jet out to the side.
Mosasaur.
That somebody actually had said that in the chat. Anyway, yeah, there's another one, Mosasaur. So yeah, the park's up and running, and in order to kind of maintain park, what's where I'm looking for there? Popularity, essentially. They decide to create a hybrid dinosaur. Because resurrecting dinosaurs isn't bad enough.
I
You
guess
have to-
people just are like, meh, it's just
No,
a
and,
T-Rex.
and it's really something that would happen. I bet. Like it's just people are getting bored with regular dinosaurs. Like,
I heard stories
they've seen it once. They've
and
seen it all.
rumors
Yeah.
that this dinosaur is a hybrid with a human.
I think
that
that
was-
those were rumors.
Yeah, that was an initial thing that they
What?
had where initially they planned for it to be like a dinosaur human.
And I think they actually had concept.
yeah, they
art
had
that
concept
came
art.
out.
They did.
They did.
So it was pretty nasty.
I don't
concept
think they're
art.
doing that anymore because
Okay.
from what I had heard, like it's bigger than a T-Rex and stuff like that. Like it's gonna be this gigantic.
Well, you see a picture of it for a few seconds.
You don't see it in the trailer.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Where?
It's the one that has the shot of it underneath, and you can see its big claws. And it's chasing the guy out of the thing.
Oh yeah, but you don't like see it.
No, but
Anyway.
you see part of it.
I just want to see a
scope.
big. I want to see a T-Rex and whatever that thing is called fight.
Just like in Jurassic Park 3, when the T-Rex and that other big thing fought.
That was stupid though. That stupid fight. It was like Godzilla versus like that Mothra thing movie that we just
Oh, the
watched.
Mutos?
Mothra.
Yeah, just like
Mothra and Rodan are supposed to be in the next one. Hey, I love those
That was
fights.
it.
I love
You gotta
those
focus
fights.
on
And
the
yeah, that was
emotional
another,
drama.
the other money shot, like the fun shot of the thing.
Oh,
was
the
him,
shot that everybody talked about.
was Chris Pratt riding with the Velociraptors.
Riding a motorcycle out in the jungle
with the Velociraptors, showing that he had trained them.
Yeah.
So
Now, I had read in an interview with the director because people were like, "Did he train them? Would they like?" He was like, in the movie they are like conditioned, like somewhat trained, but like they are still wild animals. They're just
Yeah,
like
it's
anything,
like- it's like
any
any
other
other
animal that you
zoo
train.
creature.
Yeah, exactly. So there's still that element of danger, but yeah.
that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
man.
That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty stoked.
I'm pretty stoked too.
So I mean, the Terminator trailer didn't look too bad either. So all the way around, I mean, it was more cringy
When are
than the
these
other ones.
release points? Is this summer blockbuster
all
season?
summer next year.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have a big summer
I think.
this next
No,
year,
Star
boys.
Wars comes out around Christmas time.
Next year. Oh yeah, that's
next
right.
year.
Oh, Hobbit's coming out soon, Dan.
The Hobbit comes out 2 weeks.
The habit.
Less than 2 weeks, Jordan.
Oh my goodness.
We were planning on doing it. I don't know how we're doing this.
We're still doing this. We just have to do it earlier. The first part of it.
Okay, so Jordan and I plan on doing a marathon where we have both extended editions. We need to get the other one back from James. Where we watch An Unexpected Journey extended edition, Desolation of Smaug extended edition, and then whenever we go see the
theater
movie,
and watch the next
go see the
one.
movie.
So, because last time when we watched the Unexpected Journey, it
Filled in.
was shocking that how much 12 minutes of these cut scenes added to understanding
Basic stuff in the movie.
Basic stuff in the movie,
Why do they cut
and
'em
then
out
next
then?
stuff in the movie. I don't know why.
It's only 12 minutes.
It's only 12
There
minutes.
because there was a scene and a little bit they could have completely cut, which I understand why they cut. It was just fun little things, and there was a couple songs in there too, like where they were singing. Remember the part with the head goblin dude,
Oh yeah, the Goblin.
big guy-
Yeah,
like, there were some songs in there that they cut.
that was like a fan service.
I know,
They-
yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't leave that in there for fan service
So-
in general.
Yeah, but I think the general audience would have been like, "Why the fuck is this breaking out into a musical?"
Maybe.
For
Great
fans,
Goblin
that's
song.
awesome. But like, so they could have kept that stuff cut. But there's like
And then the
5 or
dwarves
6
playing in the
minutes in
fountains.
there. 5 or 6 minutes in there that they could have easily left in, and it would have made
And
far
then the
more
shot,
sense.
there's a shot at the beginning of the movie where Thranduil is shown in like the prologue, like trying to get, there's these diamonds that the dwarves have.
Yeah.
And they close the thing on him and back away. And show you why Thranduil doesn't like the dwarves anymore. They completely cut that out. So in the regular movie, it's like Thranduil walks in, like bows to the king, walks out, and then later on he just like looks down at them as they're fleeing the mountain. He's just like,
I'm not going to help them. Yeah, and it's just like, why aren't the elves helping them? They didn't explain it.
Yeah, they didn't explain it
But
at
in
all.
this, they're for
in
like a
this
30-second shot.
clip that like makes everything
Had
make
to
so
be
much
removed.
more sense. And he talks about it in the second movie too. You
Yeah.
would have no idea
Yeah.
what he's talking about. I also want the diamonds of starlight that are
Yeah.
within your thing. And it's like, oh, okay, well, good thing we saw the extended version. And then they also better foreshadowed and built up the fact that everyone was, worried about Thorin's sanity with like the gold.
Because that's something that just comes in the second movie,
That's
not
something
the
that
first.
just appears in the second movie, but in the first they actually set up like, are you sure Thorin can handle himself being surrounded by all that gold? Both Thror and Thrain were both, destroyed by it.
Yeah.
And now he's going into it. Is he going to be able to handle himself?
So they start building it in the second one as opposed to keeping it in the first one and continuing on in the second.
kinda weird.
It's weird.
Doesn't
Maybe they
make
explain
sense.
it all in the next one.
Yeah, the third movie they're like, okay, so we went back, explained all this stuff.
Second
we
movie,
didn't cover.
kind of like cut it off a little bit too. It's a cliffhanger. Or
Yeah, it was a
the
pretty hard
biggest
cut.
Cliffhanger I've seen in a while.
was a pretty hard
And
cut.
the trolliest thing about it is there's like 7 seconds of black screen, like longer than there should have been black screen.
And then
Peter
credits,
Jackson
yeah.
pops up, and it's just like, in the editing room, he's like, could you probably drag that out like 4 more seconds?
Just wait.
So the audience is going
I
to be
wanted
sitting
to
there
go
like,
for-
is it coming
Oh,
back
yeah.
on? Or?
I want to show them going farther on the edge
Wait.
of their seats. It was like
now.
because the Hunger Games, the last Hunger Games movie did that where it cut to black, and I thought it was the end, but then it came back on, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because I
Not in this
But-
movie.
Not
Yeah.
this
when
movie.
They tease you.
The last, the
second one.
Yeah, they just kind of were.
They cut the black at one
Been a
point.
stupid ending though.
and Spencer leaned to me and he was like, is
Yeah.
that the end? And I was like, and then it came back on, and I was like, oh no, I was wrong.
Wait, are you talking about the one that we just saw or the one before?
The one we
that?
just saw.
Yeah.
Katniss. Reenacting the end of the second one.
The second one?
Oh shit!
No, the second.
Are you serious, Alex?
All good in the neighborhood.
Thank God it was empty.
It wasn't.
Mostly empty.
empty.
It just
Yeah.
didn't open. It just didn't open.
Oh, okay.
That was-
Oh my goodness!
Anyway,
Thank
crisis
God,
averted.
good old fashioned McDonald's sturdy, durable lids.
It's those
Keep
holiday cups. They're more sturdy.
If there was a regular
More
cup,
sturdy
it
for the
would-
holidays.
They had to.
Sprung
They had to
open.
make them a little bit thicker to retain the green color that they wanted. So
Yeah,
that's why they.
that's why.
They
That's
just
good.
don't pop.
Held the
well.
cat better.
Pretty nice.
Oh man! So
That's lucky.
We're
anyway, I'm
excited for that.
excited for the Hobbit, and then even more excited. I kind of got spoiled for a little bit of an extended scene that's in the.
I got spoiled a little bit from a trailer on Facebook that automatically played a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well,
it was in the forest.
I've only seen. Well, I haven't seen. I just saw like a picture of Thrain.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So,
There was like
That's all
I know
I saw.
there's more stuff in the forest that happens
so we'll
at
have
the
to
beginning.
watch that. How much is that? 16 minutes on this one?
I think it was wasn't it like 20? I thought it was
I don't
20
know.
something. I can't remember.
Extra 20 minutes.
Or
That'll
stuff
be
in the
good.
forest.
Yeah, the
Why?
confusing forest where they got lost. Like there was just more of them getting lost in there before the spider thing happened.
More getting lost.
They weren't getting lost enough. And
That was quite a long time.
I know
cut out-
that scene in the movie was probably like
You gotta
15,
cut out
20
12
minutes
minutes
at
of
least.
footage so we can get lost some more in the forest.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
they're
probably-
lost, but they're not lost enough. You know what I mean? You gotta make them more lost.
You gotta make them real lost and know that they're lost.
Make
Almost
the
like the
audience-
show Lost.
Make the audience feel like they're watching Lost again.
12 minutes of lost.
I remember watching them film that in the behind the scenes featurette thing where they were filming in the forest, and it was like super colorful. Like everything was like super colorful,
Yeah, they had
set wise, and they were like, because we're gonna have some color loss there. And I was like, I didn't quite understand what they meant until later. I realized they desaturated the footage, so the characters look kind of blah, but
Yeah.
the forest still looks kind of colorful but creepy. It's interesting.
It's pretty good.
Oh man.
Did a song.
Anyway, I mean, I think that's all we have for topics.
Well, I mean, we do have something that we were going to invite Mr. James in for.
I don't know what
A
this
certain
was.
incident that happened this past week.
Okay.
with an altercation with some neighbors in the office building that happened.
Oh, he did want to take this moment to talk
I think
about
we
it.
can
pull him
call
on
in
in.
James. Alex, if you want to go grab him.
You want me to set this up a little bit?
Kevin, if you want to go grab him.
If you've seen
I would have gone because I have to pee anyway. I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm gonna help you drag
If
him
you've seen the pumpkin disposal video, at the end you would have seen that somebody, I think I put disgruntled employee, comes out
Yeah.
and says, "Did he
Disgruntled
just jump
neighbor.
off the balcony?" And then James is like,
I don't know.
"I don't know," because he didn't know. Like he wasn't there when that happened. And then something took place after that. A discussion.
altercation and discussion.
Heated discussion. But I'll
some
leave that for
bullshit.
James to tell because he was the one who, talked to the guy.
It was some pretty hefty bullshit.
Pretty good. Anyway,
But yeah. So Kevin, how are you liking working down here in Colorado?
I am loving it. Almost like McDonald's is loving having those cups. But I love it
Yeah.
because I actually have though I don't have much of a home set up yet.
You still got your own place and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah. We wanted you to
Get into that.
Everybody go.
I don't know.
James
James
went to the
went to the
bathroom.
bathroom and Alex
Bathroom,
disappeared.
Alex
He was
is
supposed to go get
MIA.
you.
Smells like someone sharded in here.
That was probably
Yeah,
Alex.
Alex.
Maybe that's why they
Do you
evacuated.
still have you still have, like heightened senses?
A little bit.
James has the heightened.
I think it's for it's probably it's like that till the season runs out. You know?
Oh god.
Ooh, man, what is that?
Don't smell anything.
I don't smell anything.
You guys were in here the whole time, so you're used to it.
Yeah,
Like,
Probably.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, you're sitting in Alex's seat.
Alex has probably just kind of been seeping them out,
Oh god.
so we get used to it. Then we don't smell anything, and then
Anyway,
James
I
comes
set
in.
up. I set it up a little bit. Did you know what you were coming in to talk about? The altercation.
incident.
Yes.
The
Okay.
altercation
So I set it
or-
up. I set it up to the point where you guys started having your conversation, where it left off with, he just jumped off the balcony. I don't know. So you can pick it up from there.
Take us to what happened
this
after
fucking
that.
guy.
This guy has
downstairs.
complained before.
Yeah, so I
in the
didn't know
past.
that. You guys had mentioned after the fact.
I'd
that
never
this
seen him
incident
before
happened.
until that.
See, the thing is that video went up. A lot of people
still haven't seen
A
him.
lot of people thought like that guy, did no harm. Like they were like, don't be mad at this guy. Like he's just, just
Concerned.
under like trying to understand what the fuck is going on. But thereafter, the video ends. There's much more to it, where this guy is not just a concerned citizen for like Spencer's well-being. I mean,
He's
I
got
kinda-
beef. He's got beef.
yeah. So he supposedly complained multiple times here about us when we do Creatures Play, because I guess our Creatures Playroom is right above.
it. Which we,
Yeah.
in our defense, we've been courteous enough to like move those to like after hours and weekends. So we've
we've
done
tried.
our
We've
job
tried.
to make
Yeah.
sure we're nice about it.
We were in the middle of a recording.
We're
we
not
got
a
to
bunch of
complain,
big
then we
jerks
stopped.
in this office building. We've done our part to make sure these guys,
Somewhat, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we're not super quiet, but
I'm not gonna fucking sit there and say that I'm not loud, because I am.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I am paying for the space within this fucking building,
Yeah.
and if they don't like it, then too fucking bad, because that's my job as well. They have a job, they do it. I have a job, I do it. That's fucking just how it is. Like if I'm loud, complain by all means. That's his right.
But we do try to make it easier for them.
But
Yes, we
instead
do.
of complaining to like the person that owns the building, he complains directly to us, and I didn't know that he's come to the door multiple times to complain to like Spencer or whoever else opened the door that we were too
Whatever
loud.
poor person opened the door to get.
And I'm assuming we were at the moment we were probably recording, or like I wasn't here. I don't know, but this incident. I mean, I had a little bit of an understanding as to what was going on out there with the fucking pumpkins, but I did really just walk out at that moment and just be like, what the fuck is going on? But once you said he jumped, I seen what was happening there. So I was just being a little bit of a dickhead, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Anyone that knows James knows that tone.
But the guy like goes on this fucking tirade about like how we're always loud, and that like for whatever reason, like ever since we got here, like he's not used to this kind of atmosphere in the work area. He's got a job to do. They're working down there. It's business. He was like, you can't do that. It could be a big fucking lawsuit. It was like this big fucking thing with him.
He had said if somebody had been under Spencer and Spencer fell on him, it would be a big fucking lawsuit.
Big fucking lawsuit. And I was just like, okay, well, complain then. Like, he was just like, oh, I have. It was like, well,
no, he had said he withheld complaints.
Oh yeah, he had withheld complaints multiple times to just like to help us out. Like, and I was just like, well, if you got a complaint, complain. Like, what the fuck? Don't bitch to me about fucking dude jumping off the roof. Like, go to somebody else and fucking tell them that someone's jumping off the roof. Like, I don't fucking. It's not my problem. None of the shit that we do is like, we don't mean it to negatively affect his business. We do it for our business. And like, if it affects his, just complain, I guess. And then we'll fucking take it up when it comes to like the complaint bin, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know how we really work around that.
We should put
without like getting our own space, and that's kind of hard because office buildings are usually.
I wanted our own space at first, but I mean, so far it's been fine here. But like, if I don't know, if people can't understand like that, what you do is like kind of something that
some people don't understand that. Like,
yeah, what can you say that you're fucking recording on YouTube? Like, what's that? Like, well, we yell and scream at the computer monitors and stuff like that.
It doesn't sound like traditional business people just write it off a lot, and you just can't explain it to them because they're like, well, it doesn't.
But it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter whether or not they know of it or understand it or anything like that. We pay for our space. What we do with it is our fucking is like. We are paying for the space here. We just expanded, and now we're paying more for our space here. So if they have a fucking issue with it, then complain away, you know? And the one thing that really fucking, did not sit well, like, I started going back and forth with him a little bit. Because I didn't know this was the guy that was complaining. If I knew that it was the guy that complained, I probably would have went a little bit harder with me going back and forth with him. But he brought up the swatting incident and said about how, because of you guys, we were held at gunpoint a month ago. What?
Well,
Are you serious?
We were left unscathed, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing
that was all
happened
good.
Because of you
That was all
guys.
good.
Jordan wasn't pinned down. I wasn't dragged out of the office at gunpoint.
I have a
you know.
boot in my face. Nah.
Just the fact that like somebody would have that
How
fucking.
dare we do
They
that?
got it worse, being shooed out and saved from us.
Guys, come on here. We're saving you. Get out of
They
here.
didn't get
Some
like,
asshole in an office with a gun. We gotta go. Let's go.
I mean, the dude that owns the building was saying that some people are a little peeved and stuff like that. I guess about
He
it.
actually came back
But-
and said that they weren't. He was just misunderstanding them.
So from
So
what
no
we
one-
knew, there was no one that was peeved
I can
about being
understand,
escorted
like-
out of the building.
Like Dana said, like, I can understand about someone being like upset at the situation, but it's not like we wanted that to happen or we caused it ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, it was completely out of our hands. So for him to like bring that up as it like it's your fault. You fuckers came into this building and now I got held up at gunpoint because of you.
It's like, that
You've
wasn't
turned
really our
this fucking
intention.
office building into a circus. Like,
Yeah,
all
the way
right.
he said it was.
If you got a fucking lineup of like 10 items that you have complaints about us, you better take that shit to somebody because otherwise I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself if you're bringing it to me because that wasn't our fault and like we had no control over that matter. Like that pissed me off when the guy fucking brought up the fucking SWAT stuff. Like that, whose fault was that? It was the person that did it. Like it's not our fault that happened to the whole building. But I'm sure there's some people in there that are probably like. Those fuckers upstairs, like, they got us swatted, they got us held up at gunpoint, they blah, 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 and it's just like, well, that shit wasn't our fault, though.
Yeah.
and as if we didn't get the worst end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they didn't come through and fucking hold everybody up in here and take our computer and go through everybody's computer.
Or get cuffed and put in the back of a
do
squad car for
all
half an
that.
hour.
Yeah, like, I think... They didn't have to do that. They just had to stand outside, like as if it was a fire assembly or some
And
shit
conduct
like that.
interviews with local TV programs.
Oh God, that was the worst
man.
part. Well, actually, they did conduct interviews with the local TV people. I was out there with the thirsty cameraman with a microphone.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Oh man.
But it's not to say that it wasn't bad. It is bad, but you can't blame.
it wasn't our fault.
You can't blame us and then just fucking hold that in for like a month or two and then come back and be like, you know,
Use
you
it in an
fuckers
argument.
Yeah.
Did that like that's ridiculous. Like I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that dude specifically. I don't know if it's their entire business.
he has
or just
has
that
issues
dude,
with
but-
us and had issues with us before, and that just gives him like a point where he can just really hold it against us now. Like we were already loud and we already upset him, But then that
Yeah, when
was
when I
like-
tell him like you got complaints, take your complaints to the owner.
Yeah.
Tell him, and we'll
But now
resolve
he's
them.
even- he's
And it's
more-
like no. I don't want to complain because I'm doing you guys a favor. But just know that you held us up at gunpoint because it was because of
Yeah,
you that
he
we
only
that happened.
brings
to
it
us.
up
It's like,
when you fucking
Yeah,
tell him
like
that.
that gives him justification for being mad at everything.
Yeah,
like he's gonna spin it that we caused it or whatever, and that he's if he wants to hold a grudge, then there's his justification for it. Whether it was our fault or not, like he might not think that far into it.
Like him bringing it up was like, well, if you're gonna complain, do it. And then he's just like, well, fuck you.
yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was like, oh, I'm losing the argument.
Yeah.
Well, you did this to me a month ago. It's like, and then it's something that's pretty ignorant to say off basis like that. Anyway, it's just like has nothing. And I said that I was like, what does that have to do with this?
There's nothing
I'm
to do
just
with
saying that we're not used to it around here. It's a madhouse. It's like, well.
Anyone else in this entire office building would say that this is far from a madhouse. You might hear a few like "Rrrrs" and stuff like.
I think it could be a
that
lot
going
worse.
through the hall.
Yeah.
That
We
could
could be a lot worse.
That day during the swatting, like when I went out there, because the people knew I was from here, and I was talking to a couple of the ladies, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we hear you guys all the time. We think it's funny." Like because I was like, "I'm sorry if we're loud." Like, not that I should have to apologize, but I was just like, "Sorry if we bother you."
I
Sometimes.
mean, he brought up the soundproofing, which we did do. We
He's like,
did
he was like,
soundproof.
supposedly there's
extra-
soundproofing up there.
We
Soundproof.
we soundproofed the walls here, but we also soundproofed the fucking creature's playroom specifically. There's fucking soundproofing all
There's
over the
foam
walls
all
in
over
there.
the-
Like, it's
saw
not like
the
we
video?
haven't taken precautions into that kind of thing, so we don't disrupt other people. But
Yeah, we
disgruntled
do our
neighbor
best.
was definitely not someone that was just a concerned citizen looking out for Spencer's well-being.
Yeah, I got more shit to
He's a
be mad at
fucking
them
dude
about.
that had like an agenda and was going out there and oh, this is the final straw. I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. Tell them about how they got me swatted and gunned in my face. Yeah, well, oh well. We'll see if we ever get any
After that,
complaints. Like if
all
we get
is well.
complaints.
Yeah, we've hashed stuff out with everyone just to make sure, like the landlord and them, and making sure that doesn't happen
Fuck
again.
that guy.
But we do our job.
If I'm
we do
here
our good
and
job.
he comes to the door and complains, I will be the one to open the door again. I don't care. I'll tell him
Probably
just
the worst
same.
person to open that door too.
I will put a fucking complaint counter, like just a little box in the
Saying we should
front,
get
and you can put it on a piece of paper. You could put it right in there, and
an anonymous
it will go
complaint
right
thing.
into the garbage.
Just change the thing in the kitchen that's like, this workplace has gone X days without an incident.
It'll
Just
always
like,
be zero.
gone
We should have
X
a
days
complaint
without a
thing, too.
complaint.
It'll
Yeah.
always be zero. We'll have a negative on there one day.
How does negative even happen?
I don't know. It happens here though to us.
Somehow it happened.
I mean, yeah, we kind of gave it. I guess like someone said, we gave him a reason to complain. I guess we kind of did. Spencer was an idiot for jumping down there, but
He shouldn't have done that. I told him not to. I mean, I was jokingly saying he should do it, but then when he started to, I was like, Spencer, don't. Like I was.
I don't think he was. He also wasn't aware of the fact that they have a private entrance.
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had a private entrance either. But then again, like I said, I just walked out there and he was trying to fucking hammer me with all of this shit. So I'm just gonna fucking tell him off, like, because I don't know what the fuck his complaints are like, geared towards. Like, just him jumping off. He obviously had another agenda to bring up the SWAT stuff.
Yeah.
So he obviously had something boiling inside of him for quite a bit.
It's like stewing now at this
And
point.
Spencer
Like,
tipped him over.
But Spencer didn't even like jump down in the middle of the walkway. He like slowly.
Yeah,
climbed
he was
down.
under the impression he was in the middle, but it was definitely on the side.
on
You can
the
see it in the
side.
video. He was
Like,
over by the rocks where,
No one walks.
unless
because
a dude that's
it's really-
smoking a cigarette would be sitting over there taking a break. I don't know, but Spencer's in hot water with the people below.
But Spencer lowered himself down.
The people who are in below are like in hot water with you.
Yeah,
everyone's just in
This
hot
is
water.
hot water.
It's a big
It is
cycle.
all over the place here.
Well, I'm talking about like noise complaints. Like,
Yeah.
yes, that incident, Spencer was stupid, but like noise complaints, they can fuck off because we're paying to be here and we have just as
And
much
like
right
I said,
as them
we
to be here.
do our best to keep stuff to
and
the
we've taken
weekends
precaution
and
after
hours.
precaution. Like,
And then any kind of loudness is just us being stupid for seconds at a time, if anything. Like,
Yeah.
just
Jordan
like
doesn't
a-
even let me bounce a little basketball here anymore.
Yeah,
He told me to stop
we used to
bouncing
bounce
a little bit.
basketballs, which you
Ah.
never got complaints about. But I
Just
I
in
tried to
case.
you guys do that a lot, bouncing basketballs.
We used to. We
I still
usually
do
do
that
it on the
sometimes.
weekends or after hours now, but
Well, I mean, if they ever want to dive into it, I'll show them my bank account. They'll see the 7.7, and I'll say, you better back the fuck off right now because I will hire the fucking slimiest lawyer around. And
That is
and the camera just
Low
went off
battery.
right there.
Oh,
because
yeah, look at
that
somebody.
dead camera right
Oh,
there.
guys.
You probably should have plugged it in.
I had that
is,
thought at one point, but then
Jesus
I
Good
forgot.
job, Jordan.
I think
Wait, did they get the low battery warning on the screen too?
No, they shouldn't
It
have.
showed up on OBS.
I hope so. I hope they
The low
got it.
battery was on
We'll
OBS.
see. We'll see if they get the low battery warning as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of lulls and whats. Unless, rip.
YouTube
Yeah.
money.
Just keep talking to them. I'll get that. Unless
But-
we want to just wrap it.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
keep
it's
talking.
at a wrap-up
Yeah,
point,
just keep
Jordan. We
talking.
were at
Yeah,
the
it says
end.
battery.
we were at the end.
That low battery.
Anyway,
Well,
I think that's where we end it, Jordan. That's a sign from the gods.
yep. Like they got the low battery warning. Yep.
That is hilarious.
Oh
pretty
man.
good.
All right. Well.
So anyway,
thank
it
you guys
didn't keep them in
for-
the
It
dark.
didn't even go back on.
Yeah, it's because I.
He doesn't have a plug in here.
I'm just
Plug
gonna
it in.
end it now since we're done.
All right, well, to the
Well.
black. So we're pretty much Sopranos, like ending.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes,
just
but with sound
Sopranos
still.
ended.
So if we could still hear the sound at the end of Sopranos, this is what it'd be like.
So if we do like a 007, like
Yep.
I just killed Kevin.
Oh, Kevin's dead. So, that's about it. Thank you.
thank you for
Thank you for
listening.
listening to our
Listening
a
and
little bit
watching.
of our venting at this point. Just a little bit of an
Yeah,
explanation.
James did wanna talk
if
about
anything,
that
so
for
you
sure.
guys could hear, our daily struggles. Not really, but probably the
struggle is real.
I got some daily struggles.
The real struggle we've
Yeah,
had to
Kevin
go through.
sleeps in a pile of like coats or something.
Yeah, sleep in a pile of
Poor
coats. I didn't
Kevin.
buy any cups, so I had to cut a water bottle.
Kevin
in
really
half.
needs your support right now more than
Yeah.
ever. He's
Support
falling on
Kevin.
rough times. And
So that'll be it for Creech Talk on this day, the 6th of December.
had to
I had
look
to
back
look
over.
again. You didn't see that.
I did.
You had to
We
mention
did,
it.
but they didn't.
Yeah, I know. But so thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out the podcast on iTunes, on SoundCloud if you want to download it and don't have iTunes. All sorts of great stuff.
And
it'll be
on
up
YouTube, and
as
you'll be
well.
able to watch most of it.
Yep, and then it'll be
Up
black
until
screen.
this,
Yeah.
Sopranos
I mean, they
ended.
got the
Yeah.
nice. They got the nice watermarks.
Yeah,
though,
that
so-
watermark I made a million years ago.
Yep.
Look at that right there.
Make a new one sometime. So anyway, thank you so much. And if all goes well, we'll have our Creech Talk room next Creech Talk.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
all right.
James.
Theoretically. We'll have a Creature Talk Christmas. Creature Talk Christmas. Have yourself a Merry Creature Talk Christmas.